That's right, ladies and gentlemen, live and in person from the Fantasy Garage. It is I, Dustino. Welcome into the program, everybody. We hope you're having an absolutely rocking Friday. You had a rocking week. It had to be better than my week. Woo! Boy, am I excited for the show tonight. We got a bunch of stuff. We may have a special guest. I'm trying to get this guy. He's a very busy guy. He's all over the place. He's going to Patriot games, and he's, in the VIPs and the tunnel with Drake May, doing all these crazy things. We'll see if we can get a hold of this guy. We'll keep it a secret for now, but we'll see if we can get this guy to come join us. He's a very important guy. He's a great guy. We've had him on the show already. He brings a lot of knowledge to the table, a lot of fantasy background, a lot of everything background, to be honest with you. Knows a lot about sports, a little more well-connected in the college basketball world than I am at the moment, although I'm starting to heat up. I'm starting to watch some college basketball. We gave you that live play last week, that huge victory with Oakland Grizzlies, almost beating Purdue, getting 30-something points and covering that handily, ladies and gentlemen. That was a big one. And then we also had a college football game we hit last week as well. Now, let's recap a little bit here. We're going to go over a little recap. I got to crack this. I got to get my first one going. I'll be honest. Sometimes I'm halfway through one when I come on the show. It has been a week, folks. And we've all had those weeks, right? So this Friday night couldn't have come at a better time. It's going to be somewhat therapeutic for me to get some things off my chest, get talking about the weekend ahead. And man, oh man, it was busy. Listen, it's 75 degrees and perfect down here in Florida, and the snowbirds are coming. And anybody that tells you the economy is not doing well, I don't know what to tell you. It's doing fine down here. Holy mackerel, were we rocking this week at the golf course. Very busy. Had my men's member guest last week and had a big Veterans Day tournament. Had another 108 player outing today. It's been wild. So this comes at the right moment. Hang on. We got to savor the flavor. Oh, my goodness. That's my first sip since last Friday. So, coming at the right time. We need this. If I have a handful tonight, 3 or 4 or 5, no judging, please. Judgment-free zone, all right? Because we got a lot going on. If you're in here, if you're on the live stream in the chat, get in the chat. Come on, get active, get live, start talking. We're going to get you caught up. We'll go over last week, kind of a debacle for us. That's all right. We had some really close calls. And, when you're taking these second options, third options, fourth options on teams, it's going to happen, right? Those are going to be days where it doesn't come out. I think we were on the right side of some things. We certainly were on the wrong side of some things, but I think we were on the right side of some things as we look back at the previous week. We are now 30. Hold on. We were 31-22, and we went 2-4. So 33 and 26. Got a new guy. Somebody in the chat. Cul-de-sac crew. Dustino. That's me, baby. What's going on, cul-de-sac crew? Who's your favorite team? Who you like? Who you repping? And more importantly, what are you sipping on, or what are your plans this beautiful Friday night as we get you ready with the weekend update here with me, Dustino? You never know who's going to come through that door. Maybe get Cameron as he introduced me to the show. I thought he was going to do the 6-7. He didn't, but that's all right. He got me going. He was a little nervous to come on, but my buddy Cam got me on and got me ready tonight. So welcome in, cul-de-sac crew. Nice to see you, buddy. Hey, let us know who you are. Go Birds. Hold on. Is that the Eagles? Oh my goodness. We got a Miller Lite in the house. I got a high noon. Love to have a Miller Lite. Had a couple what I have on Halloween. That was 2 weeks ago. Man, it's flying. Halloween was already 2 weeks ago. What I have on Halloween? I was drinking the Coors Extra. No, I had the Busch Lights going. Woo, I paid for that one. My stomach just doesn't handle the beers like it used to. I can have a couple, but these I can have 6, 7, and I'm fine. So any of you parents out there, you know what 6, 7 is. Actually, nobody knows what it is, but you know what it is, if you know what I mean. Anywho, I got the door open to the Fantasy Garage. Getting a little chilly in the evening. This is my favorite time of year down here. Chilly evenings, 55, 50 degrees in that neighborhood. Chilly in the morning. You go in with a pullover, a sweater. By noontime, it's off and it's 75 degrees and perfect. And we got more of that on the way. Like I said, it's been a week. So I'm happy to be here with you folks. And we're happy to talk about the games. I already got my first mosquito. Just killed my first mosquito here. Yeah, I smushed him. You might not be able to see it, but I smushed him on the paper. So I'm probably going to have to close the garage up. It's just the mosquitoes get in. And I got this new light that, my first couple shows, I didn't look so hot, dim. I always look hot, right? No, just kidding. But it was a little dim and whatnot. And so I got this light on Amazon, and now you know how that is. The light really attracts the mosquitoes, so they're coming in. All right, let's get a quick recap of last week, where we were right, where we were wrong. Week number 10 started off good, right? We started off over in Germany with the over on the Falcons, and I told you 2 explosive teams, or at least teams that had explosive players on their teams, and that over hit pretty easily. Now, we did need overtime to get there, but it was trending that way the whole time. Obviously, with it 13.5, and we were over 47.5. Slow third quarter, but we caught back up, and we took the over. We missed Darnell Mooney. All right, we're going to go. Hey, folks, did I lose you for a second there? I may have lost you for a second. If I did, I apologize. My internet is acting very screwy right now. I'm getting these off snap things as I'm trying to look up last week's scores. I may have to just stay on here and not open up any other browsers on my computer because I'm having some problems here. It looks like my internet is not the hottest right now. So we're going to just not do that. I'll do it on my phone. It's cool. We do it on the phone. All right. Anywho, so we hit the over. Now we had Darnell Mooney to get to 50 yards receiving, over 49.5, and it paid at one point. When you take these on the show with me, it's plus 210. At game time, they always drop like crazy. It's crazy. It was like plus 165. What a huge drop. Now, again, we don't think it's a bad play, and that's why we keep going. We're 0-3. We lost. By the way, the last 3 Falcons games, we bound Darnell Mooney to get to 50, and we lost all 3. Now, here's what I'll say, though, as far as like us not being on the wrong side. He got 8 targets. When you're betting on a second option on a team, or a third option, or a backup running back, or something of that nature, you want the opportunities. 8 targets. He only caught 1 ball for 17. For whatever reason, him and Penix just cannot get on the same page. That's what you want to see. That's so awesome. 8 targets to get to 50 yards. I saw a stat. He had 94 missed air yards. He had 1 catch for 17. He had 94. So that means the passes that those combined other 7 targets all went a total of 94 yards. So if he catches half of those, not even, if he catches 3 of the other 7 targets, right? We nailed the number. So I don't think it was a bad process play. It was a high-scoring game. There was a lot of throwing. Just for whatever reason, he and Penix can't connect. So there was one of our losses. We move on. We had the Houston, another win. We had Houston. What a comeback. Holy crap. Ken Rock, friend of the show, guy who's in here quite a bit. He and I were chatting live during the games, DMing each other on Twitter. And you can follow me at Dustino1 on Twitter. But we were chatting, and sure enough, we bet a few times. We bet the Texans live when they were down. We bet a money line. We bet them in the points. So I went 2-4, with what I told you guys here for sure, no doubt. But we found some value in those live lines. Like Ken said on the show, he mentioned the live lines, you can get some real value. They were down 29-10 and came all the way back. So if you were live betting that and hammering it, almost like the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl, you did pretty darn good. That was one of our wins. Houston, let's see, where did we lose? We lost Minnesota, plus 4.5. They had a couple of terrible turnovers. 2 fumbles on kick returns really cost us. I don't think they were a bad play. I really don't. It's just that they had those 2 fumbles, right? Turnovers are huge, and you can't turn the ball over against Lamar. They ended up losing by 8. We had them plus 5 or 4.5. I don't think it was a bad play. We were live in that game. Not a bad play. Let's see. I'm trying to remember who else we had. We had the 49ers. Our buddy Rob gave us those nuggets on the 49ers, the whole Shanahan-McVay trend. That one didn't pan out either. So, Rob, you better come up with something correct. That was a loser. We also lost. We lost the Steelers. Steelers, you knew it at halftime. A lot of times you see these games where the team outplays the other team, but for whatever reason, they're making some mistakes and not capitalizing. And next thing you know, they're only up by 3 at the half, or they're only up 6. And you have that feeling in the back of your mind that goes, you know what? They're going to lose this game. They let the other team hang around. They should be up big. Happened with the Raiders and Broncos 2 Thursdays ago. Broncos were awful in the first half. We nailed that one for you, by the way. We had Raiders first half. But anyhow, they were awful in the first half. The Raiders should have been up 14, at least double digits, at least 10. They let them hang around. And then, sure enough, they lose. Same thing happened with the Steelers. The Chargers were god-awful in the first half, and the Steelers didn't capitalize. Some turnovers, missed field goal, missed opportunities, and that one didn't pan out. I'm sure there was another loss. Why am I missing another loss? Oh, Carolina. Yeah, Carolina was a bad one. Kudos to the Saints coach, okay? What's his name? Kellen Moore. That team's got nothing to play for. And, in fact, there's even – losing games might not be a bad thing. And we've talked about this on some of my shorts and on things. Guys have pride. They're going to go out and play hard. They're not, these guys are professional athletes. They're not going to give up. I used an example the other day. My daughter's soccer team had their last practice of the year a week and a half ago. So the coach sends out, hey, we're going to have a parents versus kids game, right? And this is middle school girls soccer. Okay. But these girls can play. These girls can play a little. And there were some parents out there, and, some with not the most great athletic ability, whatever. It was fine. We're all old, right? We're out of shape. I'm out of shape, whatever. We get out there and, okay, we're going to go through. Well, guess what? Once they scored a goal on us, and once, you get the ball stolen from you, or once that little adrenaline gets going, I thought I was 20 years old again. And I certainly paid for it the next couple of days. Some very sore legs. It ended in a 4-4 tie, though. It was a good game. Now, they had about 12 girls against about 7 or 8 parents, and a couple of parents could not, didn't have the greatest range of motion. But I did score 3 goals, and I tried to take it easy. But again, Dustino got fired up. I thought I was in my 20s. But long story short, these Saints, when that ball gets rolled out there, you're going to play. You know what? You risk getting injured if you sit around and you try to half-ass it, right? So you got back that factor, and the Panthers just laid an egg. I think they just came out after a big win, let down spot, should have known, should have seen that, and they just thought they were going to roll over. They thought the Saints were going to roll over, and they get out to a quick 7-0 lead. Rico Dowdle, boom, right down the field, boom, touchdown. And there's a landmine we avoided. We talked about Rico Dowdle going nuts, but the number was like over 99.5 rushing yards, which he didn't get to. Thank God we stayed away from that one, so we talked ourselves out of that one. That was the other loss, okay? Some of the player props, gosh darn, I'm trying to remember all the player props that we had. We missed that Mooney one. We know that for sure. What were some of the other ones we had? We had some other good ones. There were a couple live ones that didn't hit. Shoot. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, folks. Like I said, it has been a hectic week. I usually get home about an hour before the show and can go back and see my old picks and look at them, and it's been crazy. It's been one of those weeks. So Kendrick Bourne was one. We didn't hit that. That was not a good bet. Oh, Justin Herbert rushing. We missed by 4 yards. We thought Herbert was going to get the 25 yards rushing, and it paid out pretty good. He finishes with 19. And he kind of took a big hit early and kind of got up a little limping with a knee or an ankle. And I said, oh, God, that was in the first quarter. But he did end up running a little bit and almost got there. One of our other props, let's see. Let me see what the other props were. What was the Monday night game? We hit that prop. We hit the Josh Jacobs over 17.5 carries. We love that one. We absolutely love that one. And we nailed that one, 21 carries. So that was a good one. And then my favorite, and it's one of those ones that we talk about doing what you can handle in moderation, just like the drinking, just like anything, eating bad food, gambling, whatever. Anything in moderation is okay. But I really had the demons come in my head that said, just go absolutely buck wild on Jahmyr Gibbs over 99.5 total yards. I thought that was like a freaking layup. And sure enough, mid-second, like I thought about going nuts, like putting stupid money on that. I did okay, but I didn't go berserk. And that one hit. That hit. It was in the second quarter. I hit that. So that was a good one. And again, we may have a guest on here with us shortly. We're going to see what we could do and see if we can get that guest on here with us tonight. Let's see here. Okay, so that was the other one. So we did okay on those two props. And quite honestly, those are the two props that we like the most. All the other ones were plus money, right? All those other ones were big pluses. So those ones that we really liked hit. So there you have it. Now, little recap of last week. Not last week, yesterday. Now, I made a short video in the morning, and for whatever reason, YouTube screwed up and didn't post it. My official play was under first half in the Jets-Pats game. We thought they were going to run the ball, blah, blah, blah. It hit. I apologize it didn't get out. It is what it is. Didn't make it out, but that would have hit. So I'm not going to, because it was not documented, I'm not going to count it as a victory, but that was my play last night, the under. And we got lucky with a missed field goal, right? We got a little bit lucky there with a missed field goal. Which helped us out get that because the Pats did have a field goal to make it 24. They missed, which left it 21, and thus we hit the under. College football tonight before we get to the big games and before we get to our special guest that may be joining. Let's see. Hang on one second. Sorry, got text coming in. Guys are all right, am I still, ladies and gentlemen, we're having some problems here. Let me know in the chat if I keep, if I'm like going in and out. I don't know if it's my internet or this, this app that we use that does these live streams. I don't know what it is, but I'm having a little bit of issue. I kind of keep going in and out, so I'm going to have to use my phone. Usually I have some browsers up so I can kind of look at things, and right now I'm having some troubles with it. It keeps going out. So if the live thing stops, I apologize. Real quick, we're just going to cover a couple of quick college football games, and then we are going to have a special guest joining us momentarily. Let's get to the college football games tonight. We do have Louisville, and we have Clemson. So that's kind of a big game. Like I said, I'm not a huge college football guy. We've been unbelievable. I don't think I've lost a college game. So I don't know if I risk it for the biscuit here and take a college game. Let's take a look. We got Louisville minus 2.5, over under 51.5. Now, I do know that Louisville has a big-time running back that's out, so that scares me a little bit. And then we've got Oregon, Minnesota. Okay, Oregon, Minnesota. Ooh, I kind of like a little something here. Let me do a little check here. 44.5 seems like a low number. I know Oregon's coming off a rough game, but 44.5 as a total looks a little funky as a number. Something tells me that this could be a high-scoring game. I do want to check the weather real quick. Let's see. Let's check this weather. That's very exciting here as I scroll through. Let's check this weather. 44.5. There's some rain. 62 degrees and some rain. As long as it's not a monsoon, though. I mean, Oregon, yeah, they came off that amazing win at Iowa. Now they got to bounce back 6 days later. That's a tough little comeback. Maybe we take Minnesota first half. Do we think Oregon's a little beat up after that shocking win? I told you last week when teams, especially college teams, have a huge upset win, look to go against them the next week because that's just the nature of college kids, right? At home, they only scored 21 against Wisconsin. They only scored 20 against Indiana. Let's see how this Minnesota team any good. They're 6-3. We might have a play here, folks. I want to check one little thing here. I just want to see Minnesota's schedule. Minnesota's coming off a bye, and they beat Michigan State. They got destroyed by Iowa. Holy macaroni. Let's see if they have any good wins here. They don't really have any good wins. They don't have any good wins at all. Let's see what the first half is. If it's 14, we're taking Minnesota first half. If it's not, we're taking the over first half. Here we go, halves. All right, we can get Minnesota plus 14.5 first half, minus 125. We don't necessarily love laying minus 125. We're taking it, though. 14 is a lot. 14 is a lot and a half, especially only 6 days. 6 days rest for Oregon. Coming off tough game. And we got some rain. Ladies and gentlemen, bucket. Official college play. Minnesota, first half, plus 14.5. Done. Dustino's in. Let's see what the total points is. Over 23.5 first half. I'm staying away. This Louisville game, oh, wow. We've literally been talking about this game for 2 minutes. And I've got Louisville now down to 1.5. So something's going on. Heavy money came in on Clemson. If I did anything, it would be Clemson money line. Take Clemson money line plus 110. See what the heck happens. That'd be my recommendation. But my official play, Minnesota, this game's at 9 o'clock, so it'll be after we get off the show. 9 o'clock, we're taking Minnesota plus 14.5 first half. That's a lot of points in the first half against another fellow Big Ten team, and you're coming off a tough – and that game against Iowa was rough, cold, nasty, wind, hard-fought battle, amazing win. Those kids are going to be in a letdown spot. College basketball, let's take a quick cruise. Duke's favored by 37.5 against Indiana State. Holy mackerel. That is a lot of points. Oh, and then we got Coastal. Ooh, I kind of like this Coastal Carolina game. I'm going to check one thing, and then we're going to bring our guest on and get ready for the week of football. Let me check one thing. I want to check Coastal Carolina, take a little schedule update. I'm also a little tempted. Indiana State. We told you about teams like Notre Dame. Teams like the Cowboys, these big name teams that everybody loves and everybody, America's team, quote unquote. Obviously, Notre Dame being the college America's team. Those numbers are always inflated. They're always under 500 against the spread because the numbers get inflated because they know the bookmakers know, oh, we can make this one or two more higher because people want it. They want to bet those teams. Duke is like that. Duke is one of those teams. Duke's 3-0, Indiana State 2-1. Has Duke been blowing people out? Oh, they just blew out Army a couple days ago by 50. They beat Western Carolina by 50. They beat Texas by 15. How's this Indiana State? I love those Missouri Valley teams. The Valley teams play tough, but let's just make sure they're decent. No, they lost at Charlotte by 16. I don't love that. I'm staying away. I don't have enough information on it. Unless somebody in the chat has some interesting information on Indiana State. I certainly do not. I wanted to check that Coastal Carolina. That looks like a live dog to me. Let me check the Coastal Carolina real quick. You got Creighton giving a boatload of points. Holy mackerel, that's a lot of points. You got North Carolina playing later. There's actually used to be no teams playing on a Friday night. There's a lot of college basketball games tonight, Friday night. St. Mary's over North Texas. Let's see. Oh, maybe we got a little rivalry game. Washington and Washington State. Little rivalry game. I don't love it. Let's look at Coastal Carolina. Why can't I find this game here? Coastal Carolina. It's got to be on here. There we go. Coastal Carolina's Jacksonville State. Coastal Carolina's 2-1. Jacksonville State's 2-0. They played absolutely nobody. Two schools I never heard of. Anybody ever heard of Oakwood University? I have not heard of Oakwood University. I've heard of a lot of universities. I have not heard of that one. And it sounds more like a whiskey or something. And Reinhardt. Oh, they beat Judge Reinhardt University. Never heard of either one. Let's take a look at Coastal. Coastal beat Winthrop. Winthrop's not a bad team. They lost at Western Michigan by 5. You know what? For fun, we're 1-0 in college hoops. It's a 7 o'clock tip, so it's going in 4 minutes. We're adding that in. So our two plays are Minnesota first half plus 14.5, and we're going Coastal Carolina plus 7.5. Book it. Here it goes. I'm placing it. We're in. There's our two games. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. We are going to be bringing on our special guest as now we get down to the nitty-gritty. We start breaking down these football games and a huge Week 11 as we welcome in Our friend of the program, Double J, is now live and in the house. What's he got there? You got another one of those
Let's see.
pumpkin beers?
No, tonight we got a little Jameson and ginger ale here, buddy.
Whoa!
Yep.
Has it been
It's
a week for you
Friday.
too?
I got a 3-day weekend. Start right, man. You know?
Nice. I'm actually leaving Sunday to go to San Antonio to my brother-in-law's for 4 days. So I got a weekend coming up. I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show, but I was talking about how nice this tastes right now because I have had one heck of a week. I don't know how your week's been up there. What's the weather like up there in Connecticut? Getting cold?
Yeah, it's a little chilly this week. It finally dropped down. We're probably like low 40s most of the days, but not too bad. So decent weekend ahead, mid 40s. What you can expect this time of year. So
absolutely,
we're ready for it. It's football weather. It's college basketball weather. So bring it on. Hey, you missed a big game tonight. UCLA, Arizona, 10 o'clock. College basketball. Did you see that? UCLA, Arizona. Former Pac-12 rivals. Arizona, red hot.
Right. Man, how awful is all this realignment?
I hate it.
It's so bad.
Not to bring basketball into a football conversation, but
no, let's talk about it a little bit. I was actually going to ask you a little.
It's awful. But Arizona played really well, beating Florida in overtime the other night, and UCLA knocking off Pepperdine. Not quite as impressive as Florida, but
I just can't get over how many games are on Friday night.
Monster
I remember
games.
What's the conference? It's up in the Northeast, like Ryder and Monmouth.
Oh, yeah. Is that the MAC or something? No,
yeah, or MEAC, maybe the MEAC.
American East or something. Yeah,
you had or the NEC or something. They always had a lot of games. I can't believe I'm scrolling through. I didn't think there was going to. I'm like I said, I've had a week, so I have not done as much research on the other things. I researched hard on Sunday's games, but I can't believe how many games are going on tonight. You give me a second. You've probably seen more than I have. I've seen a little bit of UConn. I saw actually an excellent game the other night. It was Michigan and Wake Forest was phenomenal game. Went to overtime. Yep. That's all I've seen of college basketball. Give me give me your breakdown of Arizona UCLA.
Yeah, I mean, Arizona, like I said, knocking off Florida in overtime the other night. That freshman Koa Pete, the point guard, everybody loves him. I mean, putting up big numbers. I mean, Arizona's pretty loaded. Arizona
coming to pick 'em game.
I think it's it's a 1.5, right? I think it was a 1.5 UCLA because they're home. So yeah, basically a coin flip. You tend to go with the home team early in the season, especially against a lot of freshmen, but Arizona's tough. And Arizona, Wednesday night, coming to Gamble. We'll see our Huskies. And I will be in the building. I will be in the building.
Wow, Double J.
Monster.
Our friend of the program is going to be live at Gamble Pavilion on campus to watch. He's going to be hanging out with the college kids. He's going to be watching the UConn and Arizona. And now, where's UConn rank? Where are we at right now?
UConn is 3 right now.
And Arizona's 5, and Arizona will shoot up if they win this game.
Right. So Arizona was like 13 last week when they beat Florida, so they jumped to 5. There you go. So yeah, I mean they're poised, and yes, big early season games. It starts UConn with a monster game tomorrow up in Boston against BYU and AJ DeBanza. I mean,
that's another freshman's
huge early season games. Unfortunately, the early season games seem to kind of devalue those early season tournaments we used to love when we were kids. The Great Alaska Shootout, where the games would be at 2 a.m, and the Maui Invitational kind of lost some of the shine because these teams are just going on their own and saying, just bring on the best. I don't care. Credit to the coaches.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. I love how they're scheduling, and that's what having a 30-game schedule or whatever can afford you, right? You get a chance to play all these games, which you don't get in college football because you have to play so many conference games because now these conferences are so gigantic. They might only play like 2 games out or 3 games outside the conference because these conferences are so big. And I didn't get a chance to really look at all the details of it, but I saw something along the lines of an ACC Big East merger in college basketball, and I'm just so sick of it.
That's 29
let everybody
teams.
have a conference.
29 teams.
29 teams they want in a conference?
That's what it would be. Yeah. I guess it was Mike Krzyzewski talking on somebody's show. And he said, I think it'd be great for basketball, great for the Big East schools. I mean, it'd be great, as Brian Exner points up, look out for the Cuse. It'd be nice to see you Syracuse UConn again. I mean, for those kind of things, it'd be awesome. I mean, UConn Duke every year. UConn, I mean, as a homer, But I agree with you.
Yeah.
Keep it. The Big East is where they belong. Stay there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know?
Keep these things. I mean, come on. Arizona and UCLA are not in the same conference anymore. It's just ridiculous.
No, it's ridiculous.
And now, how about the Q's, Brian Exner? Like I said, I'm going to my brother-in-law's in San Antonio, Texas for about 4 or 5 days. Kids are staying here. It's going to be nice, just me and the wife.
Beautiful.
Right? I'm going to have some time to start doing a little research because, like I said, I just haven't done it. Do they have Carmelo Anthony's kid? Is he on Syracuse? Did I see that?
It could be this year. I don't know if it's this year or next year.
I thought I saw something with, Syracuse is back and they got Carmelo's kid or something.
Let me see.
And
I'll Google it.
Somebody said, Carmelo's kid is better than LeBron's kids and all that. Maybe you could look it up. If I start messing around with my computer, I don't know what's going on. I've been zooming in and zooming out, so I am not touching anything else. But
he is. So Kyan Anthony, he is a freshman. So they played last Saturday against Delaware State, 29 minutes, 19 points, 4 assists, 3 boards. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Now, what is he? Forward? Is 6'8"?
Yeah, he's like that. He's a wing, classic wing. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Brian Exner, obviously a Syracuse fan. Thanks for joining the program. And as we progress, right, and football slowly phases out at some point, we'll talk more college basketball. I am so surprised. Usually Saturday is just a gigantic day for college basketball. There's so many games on Friday. Yeah, Brian Exner says, yes, he's playing, solid player. All right. Hey, that's cool. Hopefully, listen, the world is better when Syracuse is good, right? And some of these big time schools, Georgetown, if Georgetown could ever get back to where they want to be, and things like that. Those are just good basketball schools that you love to see good. It just makes games more exciting when they're better. Look out for Donnie Freeman. Is he a player on Syracuse, Brian? If he is, let us know. Maybe link his stats. Looks like Jay's internet's working way better than mine, so he might be looking it up. But anyhow, there's your college basketball. What did we give you? We gave you Minnesota plus 14.5 first half, and then we gave you Coastal Carolina that just started. We'll have some fun with that one as we go throughout the show. We'll keep an eye on the score of that game. We took Coastal Carolina plus 7.5, and as we look, it is not tipped off, so we have no updates yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. All right, now let's get to the football. His dad taught him, you're always open from mid-range. Gotta go. Love you guys. All right, Brian, have a good rest of the day. Always good to have you in the program. I'm sure he's got to work or something. He's out in Texas, I believe, so at least 2 hours behind us, so it's 5 o'clock over there. Maybe he's heading home from work, wherever he is. Cheers. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, remember to like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Share this.
We lost him. We lost the host. We'll see if we can get him back up here.
Did I leave again?
There you are. You're back.
I don't know what's going on. I was gone. Hey, listen, so if I get knocked out again, I'll keep coming back. Just go ahead, Jay. Just go ahead and talk. Glad I have you on here tonight because that would be really a bummer. If I don't know what's going on with my computer. I literally went to go put up the first game on the screen, and it just keeps like reloading and resetting me. So I apologize.
Must be that LimeWire app you downloaded.
Yeah, right. Or Napster.
Bootleg music. Napster.
Napster's,
you know?
Yeah, Napster's freezing me.
For
all you kids out there, that was yeah, they won't know what we're talking about. But I think most people will. Yeah. Ask your dads about Napster. All right, so we got a quick recap. We're not going to go too much into Patriots. Kind of handled them. Nothing really to speak of on the Jets side of the ball. It was gross and ugly. Gross. You know, Fields. It's not getting any better. I think his days are numbered. It's too bad, and it's going on for too long now to just kind of blame everyone else. At some point, he's got to take a little blame, and maybe it's just he's not the guy. Maybe he's just got to be a backup, and he's one of those backups, you know, like a glorified Tyler Huntley or something.
Yeah. I was gonna say, or even use him like a Taysom Hill. Get him in for some gadget plays, run some different options and some different formations. You know, be a little distraction. But I love Justin Fields. Right over there.
Too bad.
It's just it seems like a great teammate, great leader, but just and unfortunately victim of we talked. I think we talked about this last time I was on. Situation is everything. He goes to Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan. Who knows? Unfortunately, he's had a bunch of clowns that just don't understand the quarterback position.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's not system proof. So like somebody would have to believe in him so much that they cater the entire offense to him, and they're not going to do it now. He's already 25, 26. He's going to be too old, and just the ship has sailed.
Yep,
and if you look at it, Tomlin sort of showed a little blueprint of this once they put Russell Wilson in, because he was still getting in for some gadget plays, some 4th and 1s or some 3rd and shorts where he'd roll out and almost do like an option. But yeah, it's ugly for the Jets. Garrett Wilson, I don't know if we see him play rest of the year. I mean, why would he?
Yeah, why rush him at this point?
He's on IR, so that's a really tough blow in fantasy. Although his ceiling was limited anyway with Fields. You play Breece Hall if you have him. I mean, and you just hope he can get in the end zone.
Yeah.
But every team knows all they're going to do is run. They're not afraid of the pass. So, unfortunately, the boxes are getting stacked against him. Maybe against a weak opponent like the Bengals, if they get another weak defense, he can do something. But I think against a good defense, they're just going to stack against him, right? And if you're a defensive coordinator, he's the only guy you got to stop, really.
Yeah. So I'll give the Jets credit. They're punting on the season and trading those Sauce Gardner and Queen Williams, making those moves. It was smart. I mean, you're not going anywhere. Stockpile. Stockpile. Hope you hit again. And just keep taking the swings. Unfortunately for them, there doesn't seem like there's any great quarterback option this year in the draft. Everybody thought this year's draft was going to be loaded. It does not look loaded anymore. So tough year for the Jets.
Those guys kind of busted. Yep. All those guys kind of busted. So, they're going to have a decision to make, right? They're going to have, do we bring Fields back? Do we go sign a veteran? I don't think they can start Fields. And it doesn't seem like Aaron Glenn really wants him there either. He just seems on the sideline. He seems annoyed with him. He just looks annoyed. Like, I got to play this guy, but
is there any guarantee?
Did you go get a Kirk Cousins for a year?
Yeah. There's going to be somebody else.
I don't know.
Mac Jones?
There's somebody. I know. You're going to have to trade because he's under. But how about the 49ers hitting it again, right?
Yeah.
I forget what they traded Darnold. What they trade Darnold to Minnesota for? But they could probably do the same thing with Mac Jones. I don't remember. I think it might have been like a 3rd rounder or something. Yep. There you go. You just signed a guy, and now you got a 3rd rounder for him. It's like found money for them.
Absolutely.
But they may want to keep him around because Brock Purdy seems to be that kind of fragile, injuries seem to find him guy. You hate labeling guys, but seems to get banged up quite a bit. Patriots side of the ball, we've been calling for the Travion breakout, and we've got it the last 2 weeks. And they missed some plays. They weren't super sharp. Most teams aren't super sharp on Thursday night, but they did what they had to do to win. And, I mean, they got to be one of the favorites in the AFC, right? You're up there. What's the talk? The talk has got to be
listen, the talk is out of control. Tom Brady has walked through the door again. They're about to win the Super Bowl. Drake May's MVP. I mean, I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but it's impressive what they've done. Vrabel's done an unbelievable job. May's legit, and they do have some pieces. I mean, I think they're maybe a big-time receiver away from really being dangerous, but they play smart. They don't make mistakes, and the talk is just they always stay ahead of the chains. You never see them get in a negative situation that forces their hand. And now with Henderson, and my fantasy team is grateful. I've been waiting all year for this. I mean, he just changes that whole offense. The guy's just so explosive. So, a lot of hype in New England.
Meanwhile, I can't in that league that you're talking about. Yeah, that league you're talking about, you and I are in. I can't buy a running back. Oh my God! Yeah. I think this week I'm starting Monangai and Amari DiMercado. I'm hanging in there. I'm at we do those double headers, so I'm 11-9.
Yes.
I need a 2-0 week somewhere. I'm hanging in there because I have Mahomes, who's been great, and I have Abuka, who has found money. I have Jamar Chase, who I traded for, has been great. McBride's been great, obviously as a tight end. And I'm hanging in there, but I need one of these running backs back. I need Trey Benson back, or I need Omarion Hampton back. I need something. Or DeAndre Swift to miss a game, because when he missed, Monangai looked amazing. Right. So I need some help in my running back room. And if you want to talk about just the value of having a good coach, my goodness, just bringing in Vrabel, just bringing in a competent OC, McDaniels, and unbelievable. Just look at them take off. They look absolutely incredible. Patriots are back. Didn't take them long. Amazing.
No, it didn't.
So there you have it. We're going to get into the games. I'm going to shut the garage real quick. I got to grab another high noon, Jay. If you want to get us started, we're going to start with the Madrid game. The Washington Commanders, losers of a bunch in a row, and ugly.
A bunch in a row.
I saw a stat before I shut the garage here. They've lost 4 in a row by 20-plus points, I think it was. And that's only the fourth time since 1998 that a team has lost 4 in a row by 20-plus points. So they seem to be a sinking ship. Let me know what you think, and let me know your thoughts on the Dolphins' big win.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a game that you are not getting out of bed early for on a Sunday to watch this game at all. If you do, God bless you. Commanders, everybody loved them, right? Going into the season, the Jaden Daniels hype train was off the rails. Everybody thought, hey, NFC Championship game, we're coming back. Injuries didn't work out. Daniels is dinged. It's gotten ugly in Washington fast. You know, the stink of the that 1 year wonder last year. It's so eerily reminiscent of RG3 that rookie year. I mean, guy comes out of small guy, very accurate, very athletic, leads into the playoffs, does great in the playoffs, and then just can't stay healthy. And does history repeat itself?
Did you see that post where it says that like the same yard line, the same thing against the same team?
Yes, I did.
Isn't that? It is so wild.
It's like just jinxed. I don't know. It's unfortunate because he's, again, exciting player, fun to watch. I mean, as your rival and as a guy that I have to hear, Bears should have taken him over Caleb. Okay, but you feel for the guy and you feel for the fan base because that's a great fan base too, and they just cannot find that quarterback to get them through. And I think Jaden's going to be just one of those guys. He's going to be great when he plays, but he's going to miss games. I mean, that's just the risk you're going to run.
Yeah. With him. Now, luckily, it sounds like he's not going to have surgery, but that's a sinking ship, really. Terry McLaurin's out again. They can't figure out the running game. They got guys injured, guys getting suspended. The defense looked like it was melting down. You got guys punching Amon-Ra St. Brown in the head and getting all sorts of personal foul penalties. They're a hot mess. They lost Luke McCaffrey. I don't know what to make of these Commanders. This line, I know you're not huge. We do talk a lot about the lines, and we'll have official plays. That looks awfully low. I mean, I think Miami – here's what I'll say about Miami. I thought Mike McDaniel should have been canned a couple of weeks ago, and I still think he's probably gone at the end of the season, but he at least has an outside chance to save his job, and at least the players there look – they played hard. They played hard for him against obviously it's a rival.
Great win last week. I mean, nobody saw that coming. Come on.
Yeah, no, certainly not me. Now, I stayed away from Buffalo because I did say that these big favorites when they go down there, how many times Brady, as many great seasons as the Patriots had, they would go down to Miami and Brady would throw 3 interceptions out of nowhere. Guy'd be having an MVP season and he'd throw 3 interceptions. It's a weird place to go as a big favorite.
Yep. It's that weird stadium. And in the sun, they're in the sun all game. These guys are used to being in the 30s this time of year. Now they're
and it was hot. Yeah, you saw Allen sweat.
No shade. Yeah, no shade on that sideline by design. Yeah, I mean they have that. They don't have fans to give them a home field, but they have the sun and the humidity. So it worked against Buffalo.
And Devon Achane, very similar build type of back as Gibbs, who just absolutely gashed the Commanders. I mean, just gashed them. That was one of our plays we had that we loved. Jahmyr Gibbs over 99.5 total yards. He had it in the first half. He had it in the second quarter. That was one of our favorites. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a huge Achane game. The Commanders have no defense. Obviously, you're always a little nervous if you throw your money on Tua. But I'm leaning Dolphins to get things started here. Other injuries. I don't think there's any other injuries of note. It's, you're not wanting to play a ton of guys in this game. Yeah, there's nobody you really want to play. And who's on bye this week? The Saints and the Colts, only
2, right? Saints,
I believe.
Saints, Colts. Yeah,
I think it's Saints, Colts. So not a huge bye. It's not bye again, so no big deal there. But remember to set your alarms. I don't think there's anybody like with any injury news that you got to watch out for. But if you have Devon Achane, you're hoping for a big game. Yep. And there you have it. All right, next game. And this week is, I don't know about you, Jay, but I was home. I had Sunday off, and I just was so excited to watch football, and the games were duds.
Yeah,
The
the
4 o'clock
4 o'clock
window.
games were
The 4
brutal.
o'clock
Four
games, they
o'clock
were
games.
all blowouts. All blowouts. They
Yeah,
were brutal.
20
Absolutely.
point leads at halftime, all three. It's awful.
There's some
Awful.
great games this week. And of
Yeah.
course, I'll be flying on an airplane, so I'll be watching on my phone. Thank you, wife, for scheduling a 4 p.m. Flight to San Antonio.
It's perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Anyhow, Bucks and the Bills. Bills bounce back, maybe 5.5. I'm not sure the weather up there. I think it's going to be okay. 47.5 over under. On the Bucks side of the ball, some interesting news. No Bucky Irving again. No Chris Godwin again.
No.
All your other guys are in, Rachaad White and Sean Tucker. Now, Sean Tucker started taking a lot of the carries from Rachaad White, had a pretty good game against the Patriots' rush defense. He actually was the first guy to go over 50 on the Patriots. So he had a good game. You're looking at Tez Johnson is really emerging as a fantasy option.
Yep.
Obviously, Emeka Ibuka. On the Bills side of the ball, I think everybody's good to go. Josh Palmer's back. No Dalton Kincaid, right?
Right.
Pretty sure Kincaid is out. And that's big. So
right.
if you're looking for a random tight end, maybe Dawson Knox.
Yeah. If you had to.
Yeah, if you're super desperate, but that's a big one because Kincaid's been having a great year.
Yeah.
So he's out. James Cook, fine. Your thoughts on this game? Should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I 5.5 is kind of a lot, but I think the Bills bounce back this week. I just think it's going to be chilly. Now they're home. Got something they got to play. I mean, they're here. They got to be hearing that they're cooked. So I think the Bills come through this one and handle them pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
it's a tough one for me. I don't know if it's going to be a play because the Bucks are one of those teams. They're always live to come back because Baker's just such a maniac. Now, you ready for this one? You ready for a wild stat? Since week 6, he has 0 carries. He has not had a rushing attempt since week 6. Baker Mayfield. So a lot of the chatter, I'm down here in Tampa, a lot of the chatter is that he's got some knee or ankle thing that he's kind of hiding because he's a tough guy.
He is, yeah.
So I thought that was very interesting that he has had 0 rushing attempts since week 6. That's pretty wild.
That is a good stat. Yeah, that's a good stat.
All right, I'm looking at it. Sunday, 41 degrees, possible flurries, and 15 to 20 mile an hour winds.
Some winds, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Buffalo.
Now, Baker's got an arm. Baker could throw.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Should be a good one. I mean, if you're the Bills, you lose a couple more of these. How is Sean McDermott back next year? I mean, a lot of the rumbles are coming, especially with your boy Dable just getting axed. I mean, I don't see him going back, but you never know. You never know.
It's one of those situations, and actually, it's kind of funny you say this because I was just watching. My daughter's getting into basketball a little bit. She's on the 6th grade basketball team, getting into it, and I was watching a little bit of Last Dance, just trying to fire her up, and things of that nature. And they got to the part where they fired Doug Collins and brought in Phil Jackson, and that was very controversial because Doug Collins had just taken them to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Michael Jordan loved Doug Collins. I mean, loved him. But sometimes if you got that guy that can't get you over the hump, you make that move to get somebody over the hump. And I think McDermott's starting to get in that position where it would be a shocking firing because they're successful, they win, but they might have to do it to get over the hump.
If they get knocked out of the playoffs early, I would actually think that that's heavy favorite that he gets removed. It's time. I mean, you're gonna waste.
Now, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I don't have a great read on him one way or the other. Like, I don't watch a game and go, I can't believe the Bills did this. Or like I get that with Tomlin sometimes. Like, what are you doing kicking it here? Or I don't see a ton of. I haven't watched Bills games where I'm like, oh, what an idiot coach.
No,
have you? I don't know.
I don't think it's game plan with him. I just feel like. And I watch a lot of Bills games because outside of the Bears, my favorite player to watch, I love Josh Allen. So I actually watch quite a bit of Bills games. It's not the game plan, the game day stuff. I think they still haven't really built that offensive line. They still don't have a number 1 receiver. Kincaid as your number 1, you're wasting Allen's prime, and you're very Josh Allen dependent. Where how many times against the Chiefs in the playoffs, it's like go win the game for us. And it doesn't seem like it's just here. You do whatever you got to do and win us the game. There's no growth on that offense, and I think that's what's missing. It's that personnel and then executing it so it's not just dump the ball on Josh and let him make every play. So if there's an offensive guy out there,
yeah, for them to win big games, he's got to be Superman.
Yeah, he does, and that's the Sean McDermott.
Yeah, he's just got to play hero, play Superman ball. He was trying to do it against Dolphins, and that's one of the first times I've ever seen him visibly frustrated and just he looked worn out, like he was trying to do everything, and it just wasn't happening.
Yep.
All right, we go to a game that we like here. Bengals at the Steelers, a divisional game. A lot of divisional games this week. Steelers minus 5.5 coming off a loss on Sunday night against the Chargers where they did not look very good. You still have Joe Flacco. Pittsburgh minus 5.5, 48.5. Bengals side of the ball. This is very interesting. Joe Burrow was practicing a little bit this week, and I don't think he's far away. And so I'm leaning. I always make my final decisions. At the end of the show is where I give my final picks. I'm leaning pretty heavy towards Cincinnati. And one of the reasons is it's a divisional game. The Bengals beat the Steelers already. There's no surprises there. I think Aaron Rodgers is hitting a wall.
Mm-hmm.
We take it for granted. Yes, he still has a strong arm. We take it for granted the guy's 42 years old, right? Or whatever it is, 41 or 42, 43. He's up there, right? Tom Brady's really the only other guy that's played this old, and I guess Flacco, if you look at it. But I believe Flacco is younger than Rodgers. But the Bengals all know, hey, we saw Joe, right? We saw Joe ready, and maybe he's ready next week or the week after. And if we can scrape out a victory here, this season is not completely lost. Now they're 3-6. Obviously, that Jets game is going to sting. They have a huge one against the Patriots, and then they got the Ravens and the Bills. So it's not like their schedule is easy. But I don't think the Bengals have completely given up. They're also coming off a bye. And they just had to sit there and listen for 2 weeks straight how awful the defense is. How could you blow this game against the Jets? Blah, 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 blah. And I think we get an inspired effort here from the Bengals with Flacco at the helm, Chase, Higgins, Chase Brown. All the guys are healthy. Your thoughts, your read on the Bengals. And do you agree? You think they could be inspired by this Joe Burrow?
I think how could you not? I mean, thankfully for them, they're still in the hunt. That division's soft this year, uncharacteristically soft. The offense is not the problem. They're going to put up points. I don't care who you are. They're putting up points. They're clicking. Flacco's just letting it all rip, and good for him. The defense has to show up. I mean, and with Burrow back, they get a 21-day window. I just picked him up in the league you ran for a few bucks to have him ready for the playoff stretch, hopefully. Mm-hmm. So, hey, everybody has to want to see Joe Burrow back unless you're an AFC North fan outside of the Bengals. So, yeah, I think the Bengals could be inspired here for sure. The division game, I'm sure it doesn't take much to get up to play the Steelers for them anyways.
Yeah, and an interesting nugget that I heard is Joe Flacco. I want to say it was 9-3. That neighborhood, it was pretty significant. When he's an underdog against Mike Tomlin, or against obviously the Steelers, because that's Mike Tomlin, he's 9-3 against the spread, or 12-3, or it was significant. So I've got a big lean to the Bengals. I think the extra rest, I think hearing about how bad their D was, knowing that if they can get this win, they get to within one game of the division lead, and they got Joe Burrow waiting out there. All has me leaning toward the Bengals in the 5.5. They already beat the Steelers and put up a bunch of points. Steelers side of the ball, man, hard to trust anybody on there. Now, with that being said, you get the soft Bengals defense, which Justin Fields threw for almost 300, right? Like Breece Hall went berserk. All these guys looked at me like, you got guys on the Steelers, you are firing them up. Obviously, DK Metcalf, you're going to play. Rodgers, if you're in a 2-quarterback league or something like that, is probably not a bad play. I'll have to check the weather there. Jaylen Warren's a great play because that defense is soft. I'm sorry, Jaylen Warren's a great A-plus play this week. Any other pass catchers, though, on the Steelers that you want to play other than DK?
They're dart throws. So if you're desperate, like you said, in a week where there's not a lot of buys, unless your team's wrecked with injuries, I mean, who do you have confidence in? It's like a different third option every week. I guess if you
Yep.
want to take a shot, be my
Yeah, one
guest.
week it's Friarmuth.
Yeah,
Then you'll catch a John Smith game. Then you'll get a
yeah.
random Dwayne
Calvin
Washington
Austin,
game.
one of those guys. Yeah,
Yeah, Roman Wilson got a late kind of garbage touchdown. I thought he was going to be good coming out of Michigan. He just really
yeah.
hasn't panned out. But that's about it for this game. I'm liking the Bengals, so I'm leaning there. We'll see if it makes my final list of plays. Chargers and Jags rematch of a playoff. Was that playoffs 2 years ago? Didn't they play a wild playoff game in Jacksonville?
Yeah,
2
Jacksonville
or
was
3 years
down.
ago.
It was like Jacksonville was down
Yeah,
27,
Herbert
28
just
points,
blew it.
and he just blew it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the lone bright spot in Trevor Lawrence's career as a Jag, pretty much. Yeah, I think that was Lawrence's second year, I believe. So yeah, 4 years ago. Yeah.
Well, we're going to learn a lot about the Jags this week, coming off such a horrible loss. I mean, they had the Texans put away, and they let Davis Mills do a comeback from down 29 to 10.
Yeah.
Unbelievable comeback.
Yeah.
From Davis Mills. That's a heartbreaker. And now Travis Hunter out for the season. Brian Thomas is questionable. I saw Parker Washington will play. Tight end wise, is Strange back? I know he was practicing.
Don't know.
Let me see if Brenton Strange is back. He's an interesting play if he's back. Brenton Strange, I don't know if he's playing. He won't play. Just got it 2 hours ago. He will not play. Parker Washington's going to play. Now, Parker Washington has looked good. There's a little bright spot with Hunter out and Thomas banged up. He's looked excellent.
Yes.
To me, it's not
I actually
fluky.
picked him up as a plug and play last week, and I got the receiving touchdown and a punt return touchdown. I mean, he's definitely worth a spot. If you have a weak spot, you're the third wideout or a flex spot that you're a little weak at this week, he's definitely a guy to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And Travis Etienne's been solid. He's been pretty solid all year. Yeah.
Except at the goal
nothing
line.
to write home about. But but he was also a guy that you got real late in drafts this year. People were very, very down on him. So he was a guy that bounced back. Still, they thought maybe it was going to be Tank Bigsby's backfield. They thought maybe this rookie Bashil Tootin was going to be his backfield. Well, guess what? Travis Etienne isn't going anywhere. No. So he's been just fine. Trevor Lawrence, I know you and I talk every once in a while. And because obviously Trevor Lawrence is in Jacksonville, and it's probably, if you rank the most popular teams in the NFL, that they've got to be the bottom 2 or 3, maybe 4.
31 or 32, I would think.
Yeah, most popular. But you were talking, how does this guy, as a number 1 pick, as a generational prospect, as a team that everybody was tanking for, not get as much heat? So give us your Trevor Lawrence hatred. Get it out.
Yeah, I listen, I don't hate him. I'm dumb enough to keep putting him on a fantasy roster, but with all the hype around the guy, they've surrounded him with pretty decent weapons, all things considered. They bring in Liam Cohen, who you're like, all right, we got a good offensive mind. Maybe and it's like nothing changes. He doesn't get better. They have anything to get worse, and just simple mistakes, and they never win big games. So I'm shocked. He's the one guy with all the hype, with everything you heard. You watched him at Clemson just dominate, and you're like, this guy can't miss. And man, I don't know. The $55 million a year contract is. I don't know if you're the Jags. I don't know. it's wild.
And now you're kind of stuck, right? Almost in a Kyler Murray scenario. I think he's a little better real life quarterback than Kyler Murray.
Kyler, yes.
But you're kind of in that thing where it's like the guy's good enough to get you to the playoffs every so often, or not be terrible. You're not going to be a 3-14 team,
right?
But is he enough to get you to the promised land? And then you got to pay him, and now you're kind of stuck with him, and you're kind of in that limbo, that we're just good enough range,
right? And you're getting
which is a tough spot to be as a franchise,
right? And you're getting to the playoffs on the benefit of, outside of this year, a pretty soft division historically, where Colts have bounced back this year for sure. Houston's got their moments still, but overall a pretty soft. Tennessee's a doormat, so you get some cheap wins there, and it makes it like getting into the playoffs a lot easier. But Trevor Lawrence, and the Jags, and I can never figure the Jags out. I never picked them right. This is a spot. If they're a legit playoff team, they need to win this game. Do I think they will? No, I don't.
It's an intriguing game. It really is an intriguing game too, because Justin Herbert's had a little of that. I think he's shown more. I think he's a much better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence.
Much better.
But he's had that little stigma that it's all for show, and can he win when he's down, trailing in the fourth quarter, and things of that nature? Is he going to choke in the second half? And he hasn't really had that signature win, come from behind huge playoff victory. Things that, they did it against the Texans last year. They had a big lead, not a big lead, but they had a lead, and he was awful, and Houston beat him in the playoffs. So they're not 100% similar, but they're a little similar in the fact that these are kind of like chosen ones that really haven't got over the hump yet. Brian Thomas, it looks like he's going to be out. So for the Jags, it looks like Jacoby Myers, who they just got in a trade, and Parker Washington. Nothing tight end wise, but those two guys I think are top 20, 30 receivers for sure this week. I think you're playing Parker Washington for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
I think Jacoby Myers is a solid play.
Yeah, I think you're right, especially in full PPR.
Yeah, and for the Chargers, you've got Marion Hampton still. I said on the show last week, their bye week's week 12. I said, maybe it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I said, you're not seeing Marion Hampton until week 13 at earliest. No chance. He's still got a boot, and they said he's running a little bit on a treadmill on the sideline. The things that, they're very vague on their stuff, but it does not sound good for Marion Hampton. McConkey's okay. QJ's okay. Keenan Allen's okay.
Yep. Gadsden a little banged
all that
up.
Stuff. Kamani Vidal's a good start against the Jags.
Yeah. Arondé Gadsden a little dinged up.
Who's banged up?
Arondé Gadsden.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna play. It sounds like he's gonna play, but it was a little. Carted off the field in the third quarter last week, so But it sounds like he's gonna play. I believe
he practiced in full.
Yeah, so good sign.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
Yeah.
They've got the weapons, and if they can get that running back for the playoffs, if Hampton comes back and
their offensive line is just beat up, and that's
and the Jags,
that's where you got to give Herbert the pass a little bit. I mean, his offensive line, it's consistently a bottom 6 offensive line right now. So you give him a little
that's
bit
why
of
I was
slack.
on. That's why I was on the Steelers last week. I thought their pass rush was going to get to him, and they actually did get to him.
They did,
but they couldn't do anything offensively.
No.
And what was I going to say? And the Jags have a decent pass rush. Their pass rush is decent. That's an interesting game. I think there's a lot of really good games here. I mean, I think every game other than the 9:30 in the morning game, the 3 games we've talked about already, all 3 of them are interesting.
Yeah,
last week there were some clunkers.
A lot of great divisional games this week, and here's one right here. A lot of big divisional games. A lot of big divisional games.
Your Bears, I got to give you props. Now, I think we handed you the game, and ultimately, I mean, you had to make some plays.
We had you where we wanted you, Dustin. We had you. We had
you, and we let you off the hook.
Yeah, I get texted during the game. That was somebody calling from above. Protect the pick, take the tank, take the game.
That was terrible.
That was a tough one.
But here you go. A big game for both teams. Really, Vikings season kind of on the line here. Divisional game. Now, have you guys played already this year?
Yeah, week 1. Remember, it was the Bears were up, I think 19-0 or 13-19, not 16-0, and wound up losing the game. McCarthy with the 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. And, game so 1
McCarthy
with Ben Johnson. Going into that game, I was worried, and Brian Flores did exactly what I thought he'd do. He mixed things up, and Caleb looked lost halfway through the game. I'm hoping by week 11 now, he's grown. Yeah, he's not perfect by any means, but the Bears. This is the one I just said about the Jags. If you're a playoff team, you have to go to Minnesota this week. You have to win this game. Have to. And
this is a big game for Caleb.
Yeah, it is.
Big game for Caleb. Big game for the Bears to go prove they can do it on the road, especially against a team that already beat them. As far as health-wise on their side, everybody I think is good to go. DJ Moore
is playing. I
think he's good to go. Yep. Swift is playing. Monangai.
Rome's playing. Yep.
And it looked like, what was it, about a 65-35, 60-40 split for Swift versus Monangai? Or was it a little more Swift?
It was pretty close. Yeah. You're pretty close with those numbers. And
And
they're both running well.
if you had to play, they're both running well. The Bears defense still is very suspect.
Very.
The Vikings
That's an
game I saw
understatement.
quite a bit of. Yeah, it's suspect. And I saw quite a bit of the Vikings game for whatever reason. And J.J. McCarthy was taking shots. I mean, he was throwing the ball up deep, but he wasn't very accurate. And so he, I think, is one of the most polarizing players in the NFL because people are split. The NFL community split, the fantasy community split. I've never seen a guy that it's like he's garbage, he's never going to play, he's awful, and then people going, no way, he's going to be unbelievable, he's going to be great, he's going to be a. Where do you stand? What have you seen?
I haven't seen enough to feel either way. I can't see how anybody can say this guy is great. I haven't seen that, but I don't think you could say 4.5 games in that either way. I just he hasn't shown enough where I would say if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm kind of regretting the Sam Darnold decision, but justifiably so. They did the right thing. But I don't see it yet. But it's early. You got to give the guy some time. He's been dinged up. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing as far as, from a fantasy perspective, it's really hurting Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson's basically not startable. You can't play Hawkinson.
I dropped Hawkinson in your league. I mean, you just it was he turned into a dart throw tight end. Like pray for a touchdown because otherwise you're getting nothing out of him.
No, there's just not enough volume and the accuracy, and he doesn't seem to be a part of the offense. Jalen Naylor catches the big bomb, and then, like I said, they were throwing some deep shots to Jefferson. Every time that red zone cut to that game, it was McCarthy throwing a deep bomb, but they just weren't accurate. They weren't on the same page. I love the talent, obviously, of Jefferson Addison, but they're kind of getting held back by McCarthy. So, maybe you could trade a Jefferson or an Addison if you're in a season-long league. Maybe that name still holds some weight, and you can go get some. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, not real life. I'm talking fantasy. But, that Jefferson name still carries some weight, and maybe you trick a manager, a fantasy owner, into going, Jefferson. Yeah. Michael Pittman's outscoring him. There's a lot of guys outscoring him. I'm looking, if you go to PPR –
Rasheed Rice, T. Higgins. Can you get Rasheed Rice for him? Can you get T. Higgins for him? Can you get even Rome Odunze? Same game. Go get Rome.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm looking at it, and Abuka, a Waddle, maybe even a Waddle. Justin Jefferson's 14th highest scoring fantasy receiver. So, you got McConkey, Stephon Diggs ahead of him. Now, Diggs has one extra game. Actually, Diggs has 2 extra games. Because Diggs has no bye yet, and he's got last night's game under his belt. So you got to take it with a little caveat. So actually, let me look at this. This is actually a better way to do it. Let's look at average points per game. So in points per game, he jumps to 13th. So he moves up a spot. But if you're, obviously in Dynasty, the interesting, I know you don't do a lot of Dynasty, but right now, Dynasty really is getting the quarterbacks because most leagues are super flex in Dynasty. I'm going to get you in a Dynasty league, Jay.
Yeah, eventually.
I'm going to get you in one. Even if it's a $25 or $50 league. I talked on the show. I was on one of the other shows. I think it was the Wednesday Night Rants with Abby and friends. And they asked me how many leagues I was in. And when I told them I was in 3 redraft leagues and I was in 14 Dynasty, they freaked out. But 3 or 4 of these are $25 leagues.
Yeah.
I'm in a handful of $50 leagues. I'm not saying that's nothing, but it's not like I'm in 14 leagues that are all $200. I'm not a psycho. Right. But the big thing has been Jefferson Chase. It's usually a bunch of quarterbacks, Jefferson Chase. And the reason that is because receivers have a much longer shelf life than running backs.
Longevity, sure.
Right. But Jefferson's starting to get to that age where he's going to be 27 in the offseason. And that's like a big thing in Dynasty. Like you get 27, 28, and that's like a little age clip. Yeah. Everybody wants the neighbors. Everybody wants Abuka. Everybody wants the young 23, 22-year-olds. And so it's a little interesting. He might not be a bad guy for you to shop just and see what you can get for the name value.
Get that name value. And you can kind of do that with Derrick Henry at this point too. Not to change games, but Derrick Henry's the same way. It's been okay, but as an owner of both guys in separate leagues, not what you wanted when you picked them early. You get frustrated. You catch an owner on a week where they're frustrated. You'd be surprised what you can get out, for one of those guys.
It's amazing,
value.
And you see it in some of these leagues. You get a trade done, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would have get. So you never know. You never know what somebody else is thinking or somebody else is frustrated. I know. Listen, this week I talked about it in my my little short video leading up to this, and we'll get to the next game. But I got a team that's 5-5. I'm in 8th place. Top 6 make playoffs, but I'm besieged by injuries. I got Neighbors out, Scadaboo out, just lost Garrett Wilson. Oh my God, I had Kyler Murray. The one league I take Kyler Murray. I can't stand Kyler Murray, but I took him in this league. It was like one of those $25 or $50 leagues, and I said, you know what? Let me get some guys that I don't have in other leagues. That way, you don't get crushed by them, right? And so I just nuked my team. I nuked it. I traded everybody, and the whole point is like getting draft picks, like because that's you draft the incoming rookies. So I ended up getting like 3 first-round picks, and I just nuked everybody because I just gotten Brandon Ayuk out. You name it. It's everything that could go wrong in that one league has gone wrong. I just lost J.K. Dobbins, and he's another one we'll get to. If you have J.K. Dobbins, I don't think he's playing the rest of the season. It's unfortunate. I really feel bad for that guy.
I know. That guy just can't catch a break.
Oh, can't catch a break. He rehabs, and he fights back, and then another injury, and now it's a foot. Oh, yeah, I feel bad. Now, you're not going to like this. I'm leaning Vikings here. I got to see it from Caleb on the road. I got to see it from him on the road in a big game. And I understand. And again, just going motivation-wise, this is a monster game for the Vikings. Monster game at 4-6. If they want any hopes of doing anything, they have got to win this ball game. That's my thoughts, my 2 cents.
They do.
All right. Texans and the Titans, woof. If we're going to breeze through a game, this is one we breeze through. Then you got to give the Texans credit. And I don't know if you saw the show last week. Texans were one of my wins. Obviously, it was a come-from-behind win. But I thought Davis Mills was a serviceable quarterback. He's an okay backup. He's not starting and he is what it is. He's limited in a short sample. He could do some things. So I was on him. Just got word CJ Stroud is out. He will not play. So it is Davis Mills again. I do want to check this line so we make sure that we're giving our viewers the accurate line. Oh, it's 6. It actually went the other way. Wow. Interesting.
That's surprising.
That's bizarre. But it is 6, Houston. Woody Marks and Nick Chubb. Okay. Now, Nico Collins had a great day. He had a great day with Davis Mills. And sometimes you see that with these backups. They just lock in and say, where's my best player?
Yeah.
Right?
Find number 1.
You saw it with Chase, right? Chase with Flacco.
Yep.
I got to have decent odds, right?
Yeah.
Either A, he's going to be open, or B, I can just throw it up and he's going to win a 50-50 ball to him is like an 80-20 ball, right? So why not lock in? The other guys, they got some nice pieces. Dalton Schultz, the 2 rookies from Iowa State, Christian Kirk. You got to be desperate for any of those guys.
You got to be desperate. Calvin Ridley back maybe this week? I saw.
Still questionable. I just checked it. I was hoping for a clarification. Still questionable. In Dynasty, Jay, I've got some teams that are like good teams. And just to show you, like when you get like these old geezers, and geezer, he's 30 years old. I was buying – I have Ridley in almost every league because he was dirt cheap. Like nobody wants that guy. He's a 31-year-old receiver.
In that keeper league.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yep. Keenan Allen. You can go get Keenan Allen for whatever you want. Like nobody wants that guy. Yep. Mike Evans was starting to get that way, which is crazy. So I have a ton of Ridley. Boy, could I use him back for the playoff push because I got a lot of teams that are in like 4th or 5th that I really need to grind out the playoffs. Let me see if there's any latest update. No, it says he's still questionable. You got the 2 rookies, DK and Alec Iomanner, but the Texans are like the number 2 pass defense in the NFL.
You're not feeling good about any Titans.
You got to be beyond desperate to play them. Now, speaking of that, your Cousins league, the big money, my biggest money league, what is that league, like $300 now?
Yeah.
Something stupid. I'm in like 4th, but I'm getting killed with injuries. I lost Dobbins. I lost Garrett Wilson this week. I've got to start. You ready? You can help me. Here we go. You're going to help me with a start sit. And this is ugly, folks. Now, 14-team league.
It's
like
super deep.
There's nothing on the wire. Nothing on the wire. You can find like a Joe Blow. You could have got like a John Mechie off the wire.
Yeah.
All right. I'm starting Josh Allen, obviously. Here's my running back room now. I have Bijan, Raheem Mostert, Travis Etienne, J.K. Dobbins, gone, and I have Tyler Bidet from Denver. Maybe he gets some, I'm not playing him. No, but here's my receiver room, and I got to pick 5 of these guys. Oy, oy, oy. The only lock is Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's been amazing.
He has been amazing.
Christian Watson, I got to play.
You got to play.
I hope for a deep one. Here's the rest of these scrubs. Jalen Noel, Xavier Legette, Trey Harris, Greg Dortch, and now remember there's no Marvin Harrison Jr.
Dortch catches balls. He does. He had a couple catches last week. Who was
Shamir DK.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a rookie for Tennessee, and Luther Burden. Here's what I got. Here's what I'm playing. I'm playing Burden. He's getting a little more involved.
Here's the thing. Yes, I think Burden will factor in this week. Is he going to put up 8 for 80 and a touch? No, but he's going to be the third receiver. I think Zacchaeus dropped another 3 or 4 big balls last week that were legit right in his hands, just dropped, and that's enough. Luther made plays last week. It's time. So yes,
I need Luther, a late season Luther Burden burst. I have a lot of them in Dynasty too.
That would be amazing.
Could I use that? Oh, just like start peppering him. I got Burden in. I got JSN, and I got Watson in. It's down to pick 2 out of Noel, Legette, Harris, Dortch, and DK.
I would go Dortch. I think Dortch catches a few balls. I think Dortch.
It's ugly, man.
I don't know.
Right now, I'm playing Noel and I'm playing Dortch.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Legette, I wanted to like, but Legette did nothing. He went 0 for 0 last week. Yeah. And what's his name is so bad. Now it is at Atlanta, so it could be a shootout.
Could be.
And then Trey Harris, I need an injury to QJ or to Ladd or to Keenan. I like the talent, but I can't put him in the lineup.
Yeah, right.
And then DK, again, we just talked about it. The Texans have a great pass defense.
Yeah.
That's a tough game there.
Unless you put him in and hope for a punt return or something wacky.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm in trouble. Now, I do have Bowers in that league. So, literally, it's Josh Allen, Bijan, Bowers, and JSN just carry me. They're just
and that's the thing. In that league, I played in that league for years. You get 3 or 4 of those guys that can win you a league or win you a week. That's what you're hoping for.
And the big one is, and I'm praying for I've got Brandon Ayuk stashed. I've stashed him on the bench in the injured reserve spot all year. They say he's getting close. Please, Lord, let him get in there. I need some kind of help. That's what I got going. You're playing Tony Pollard, but do you love it? You're playing Tajay Spears, or do you love it? And it's ugly. You want anything but them because, do you see a world where the Titans score more than 14 points? Not really. It's going to take some luck. That's a good defense.
Yeah, that is a good defense. Yep, that's why that was such a huge win for them, because now you get the Titans, and where are the Texans at? They're at 4-5. That was a huge win. Huge win. And obviously playing the Titans, I'm not saying that, they're going to wait for Stroud to be medically cleared, but if you do have to sit him for another game, this is not a bad game to have to sit him. Yeah, this is the game, right.
And they are about to go into a very tough stretch. They've got home against the Bills on Thursday, at the Colts, at the Chiefs coming up.
Yeah, that's
so
a
this
brutal
is
stretch.
A must win for the Texans. Absolute
That's
must.
a brutal stretch. Yep.
They lose this game, I think you kiss playoffs goodbye.
Yeah.
4-6, and then facing that gauntlet.
Your best case 1 and 2 against those 3. So yeah, you got to get this one.
Yes, you got to get this one. And then their schedule, it's a little softer at the end of the year. All right, that's all right. We're having fun. Here's the thing. we do the show, right? Nobody can bother us. We're busy, right?
It's amazing.
We can't.
Yeah,
we're in the middle of the show
till midnight. But it might just be me, but I'm gonna stay on.
We'll stay on till the Arizona UCLA game. That's the only way I'd be able to stay up for it is if I had somebody to chat with. Otherwise, forget it. My head hits the pillow at 9:30, 10 o'clock. All right, let's go Panthers-Falcons. We were just talking about Xavier Legette, how bad he was. Bryce Young, another 101 pick. I think he might not be a starting quarterback in the NFL at the end of this year. What do you think?
No, you might be right. Yeah,
I see nothing.
Be right. No, nothing.
I think it's make or break.
He's just he's not an NFL.
He's not it.
He's little.
No.
He just
not a lot of arm strength. He's little.
No.
Not elusive. Right. It's one thing. At least Kyler Murray is can run around and make some things happen with his legs. This kid can't make anything happen with his legs.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rico Dowdle has just been out of this world. A beast is right.
2 years in a row, the Panthers pull a running back off the scratch out of nowhere. Just career year, 2 years in a row. Chuba was great last year. You don't even know where the guy is this year, And now Rico Dowdle this year off the scrap heap, and that's a
great point.
I'll give the Panthers that. Yeah, they find these guys and then they work for a year. Well, don't take him next year. They'll have somebody, whoever they pick up off the scrap heap next year, you want. Tajay Spears or somebody like that, But
1 year wonders. Obviously, you play Ted McMillan if you have him. I got a lot of him in Dynasty. I like him. You hang on to him. Next year, they get a quarterback or whatever. He's good. He passes the eye test. I think he's going to be a beast. He's going to be a beast when he gets there. Legette has been disappointing as a first-round pick. It's not happening for that guy. Tight end wise, interesting. It's deep. It's a stash. Something to think about. I like this guy a lot coming out of college. Jatavian Sanders. He had 5 targets. I think 5 catches for 32 yards. There were more dump offs. Keep an eye. You never know. Very talented. 5-star recruit out of Texas. Maybe. That's all I'm saying. Keep an eye.
Yeah.
That's all. You keep an eye. Other than that, there's nothing on that side of the ball. Falcons. I did see Drake London came down with an illness. But I think he's playing. He's one of those tough guys. I love Drake London.
He'll play.
I made a couple all off season in Dynasty. I was going after Drake London. Limited practice. He's got some kind of illness. And no details. This is 6 hours ago. Keep an eye. Just keep an eye out. Yeah. And here we go, Jay. I'm gonna do it again because I'm one of those guys, right? You go to the casino. I don't know if you saw the show last week. But you go to the casino and you bet on black and you lose. What do? Right? You bet 10. It loses. We go bet 20. It loses. Let's bet 40. It loses. Let's go 80 maybe. That's probably where we got to draw the line. But I got to get my money back. I keep taking this 3 weeks in a row. Darnell Mooney over 49.5 receiving yards. Your former Bear.
My former Bear.
And him and Penix can't connect. I don't know if you saw the very beginning of my show tonight. It was one of my losses. He had 8 targets last week. He caught 1 ball for 17 yards. He had 94 unrealized air yards. They just can't get on the same page, but they're at home against a soft defense. London's going to have all the attention on him, and maybe he's got this illness. God, do I go to Darnell Mooney again? I really like Darnell Mooney. I just don't know why him and Penix can't get together.
You've always been big on Darnell Mooney. Coming in the league, you like that guy. Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
49.5. I mean, why not? one more time, buddy. One more time.
Let's see what it is. Hang on. Let's see what it is. It's got to be plus money because his line is always like 31 or something, 33. Right. And then, but if you take the alternate, you're getting like double your money. Right. Let's see. Because I know you don't. He's 34.5. He's like the same thing every freaking week. 50 plus 185. Yeah. We're taking it. Let's go. I'm going to ride it out till the end of the year.
Lock it in.
Dude, he's getting targets. All right, let's for fun. Because I want to, I know that was just last week, but let's look at the last few weeks when he's been healthy. All right, we're going to go Darnell Mooney. And he's a big play guy. They he catch that one long bomb. It's not like he's like a little dump off guy like a Greg Dortch.
He could get that in one catch. Yeah. Yep.
All right. So so he only had 5 targets, 4 targets, 2 targets, and then this 8. I love it. Now, listen, When they played Carolina week 3, he had 11 targets. Maybe Carolina in division game, they're going to take away London. They were, your goal is to take away London. Gotta hit Mooney. We're taking it. All right, I'm writing it down. That's our first official player prop. Darnell Mooney, over 49.5. I'm writing it down. Plus 185. There you have it. And Jay, seriously, I know you don't do that stuff, but if we go through a game and you're like, so-and-so is going to have a big game, right? Kyle Pitts is going to go nuts here. I don't know. I think everybody's waiting for Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Then so be it. Now, the interesting one is, do we look at Bijan to just go berserk? He's had 3 or 4, and I love, me. I got the jersey.
You do love it.
I don't buy jerseys. Yeah. I have a Bijan jersey, though. The last 3 or 4 weeks, he has not been good. I'm going to give you his stats. Ready for this? This is wild. Okay. Starting week 7 against San Fran, 14 carries, 40 yards, no rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Miami, 9 carries, 25 yards, no rushing touchdown. At New England, 12 for 46, no rushing touchdown. Mm-hmm. At Indy, it was at Indy. It was the Germany game. 17 carries, 84 yards, and that was with an overtime period and no touchdowns. What's going on with this dude? This is my guy. Is this the week against the soft Panthers D?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, they were probably down in at least 3 of the 4 of those games where they might have started to abandon the run a little bit, even with your best player being your back. Does that factor in where this game this should be a positive game script for them, I would think. Falcons should have this game in control most of the game. It's a tight line. 3.5 is not a big line for this game, division game, but I would think he's due for one, but Algiers more in the mix every week. So what does he do?
Algier, 2 touchdowns last week.
Yeah.
Oh, he bogarted 2 touchdowns last week, man. Oh, it's killing me as a Bijan. I have Bijan everywhere.
Yeah.
I have so much Bijan.
Yeah, that stuff drives you crazy. Drives you crazy.
Oh, drives you nuts. You've got Panthers are 17th ranked run defense. They allow 112 rushing yards a game. Now that's combined. But they're middle to bad in the pack of rushing defenses.
Yep.
I think it could be a good positive game script. All right, let's do this. This will be fun. What do you put the line at? It's Jay Joseph's Double J Sportsbook. What's the line if I want to come to you and I want to bet Bijan Robinson over rushing yards?
78.5.
71.5.
Oh, so I'm over. Yeah, I didn't look. So
I know. No.
I'm in the range.
Do we have a play? Do we have a Bijan over 71.5 rushing yards?
Yes. We have a play.
I like it. I think they're going to be ahead.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. We'll get the Penix in a second. You want to win a game, a big game. You're putting the ball in the hands of your best players, and you're trying to take it out of Penix's hand most likely. And I can see the Falcons getting up. Let's go. Bijan Robinson, over 71.5 rush yards. Jay Joseph said it should be 79.5. So we're taking over 71.5. I like it. I was kind of leaning that way, and then that's why I wanted to hear your numbers. And now give me your thoughts on Penix. I know, similar to a J.J. McCarthy, it's early.
It's early.
What are your early reviews?
He seems like a miss to me. He's the one that I just don't see it. He's older. And it usually, it works one of 2 ways when you're a little older. You can be Bo Nix and have a little success, right system, right place, a lot of experience. Or you kind of look like Penix. He's surrounded by weapons, decent offensive line, in Dome Stadium, and he just doesn't seem to have it. If I'm the Falcons, I am not convinced this is my guy. That's my gut.
And that's one of those things, though, like how long are the leashes on some of these guys, Like as a first-round pick. I think, obviously, he gets the rest of this year, barring injury.
Yes.
And probably next year, too, at least to start. But you got to have some competition for a guy like that. And I think that's where the Giants really messed up a lot, is they weren't bringing in real competition for Daniel Jones, okay? I think competition makes people play better. It's a good thing.
It does.
Right? So obviously Kirk Cousins is in the twilight of his career, and he's a little bit of competition, but I don't know, man. I think it's I think the jury's out. Now, then I go through his game log and I look at 12 for 28 last week for $177, 1 touchdown. Now, the positive note, although you don't like to see that he's played 9 games or 8 games and only had 9 touchdowns, only 3 picks. A jury's out. I think he's one of those guys, if he has time, he can pick you apart a little bit. But I think if he has to go off script, he's in trouble.
Yep, I agree. And I feel and maybe I'm way off here, but I feel like these first-round quarterbacks, I think the leash has grown now. And I know not if you're in that market and you have to hear that this guy's going to make it or not, but when you look at the reclamation projects that teams have bailed on these early picks, if I'm a GM, I am probably a little extra cautious these days that these guys don't leave and turn into Baker and turn into Darnold,
Baker,
Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, all these guys. These were all on the trash heap guys. So do you give them an extra little bit of time, especially while they're under team control? Like you said, bring in some competition, go get somebody. And then if by year 3 or year 4, when you got to make that decision of, are we going to pay this guy that 5th year option? You have somebody that can say,
you've done your due diligence.
It's not working year 3, but to pull a plug on a guy year and a half in now, I think you're just, unless it's clear he can't play. Maybe Anthony Richardson's that guy, like an example, a guy that just probably isn't a guy. You pull the plug too early, and it could come back. The Browns wouldn't take Baker Mayfield back right now, and the Jets couldn't use Sam Darnold. The Panthers couldn't use Sam Darnold. Vikings couldn't, like all these guys.
They had Sam Darnold and Baker at one point on the Panthers. Now, and that begs the question, Raheem Morris has got to be on the hot seat, no?
I would think so.
If you got these first-round picks and then you see them go to other places and be successful, maybe you got to look internally at your coaching. So I think he's a guy. Atlanta is a decent franchise, but they're not in the limelight. That's a college town. So they're not like in the spotlight where he's under immense pressure. If he's in New York or Chicago, Raheem Morris is under intense.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's kind of laying low down there in Atlanta, but I think he's got to be on the hot seat.
I would think so.
You got to start thinking about we got to protect our investment here.
Yeah.
All right. Packers and the Giants. Oh, my Giants. I got nothing. Hey, give me a little Packers rundown, a little breakdown of the Monday night game while I get another high noon because I need one for this Giants talk.
So I'd love to help you out there, buddy, but because of this YouTube TV and Disney deal, I haven't watched Monday Night Football in 2 weeks. And judging by the score, that 10-7 bloodbath on Monday night, I guess I didn't miss very much.
But you got kids, so you don't have the Disney.
Yeah, but I don't do the whole bundle. I don't do I don't add the ESPN in because I got all the sports I need usually with the ESPN or YouTube TV. So it's really just the Disney Plus. I mean, how many things do you need? You know
what? We could do a whole show on that crap because when streaming first came out, and I've been streaming now, I don't know, 2.5 years, maybe 3 years.
I'm going on like 6.
Yeah, you were way ahead of me. I was kind of old school, still wanted cable, blah, blah, blah. The whole allure of this was that you save money. My cable bill was like $280, $260, whatever, right? Yeah. Okay, Hulu, great. I have Hulu, so I haven't missed anything. I've got the Hulu bundle with the live, right? $80 or $90 a month, whatever. Hey, we're saving. Yeah. Well, now you got to have Amazon Prime. Right. You got to have Netflix.
Right.
You got to have this. Now you got to have the YouTube package. It's out of control.
Yeah, it costs more.
I really wish we almost go back to the old school. Get me a cable box, turn it on, and put the game on. And the worst part is you can't scroll back and forth. So if I'm watching Thursday night Amazon Prime game and I want to flip over and watch a UConn game, you got to get off of the app, and then you got to go over there. So the channel surfing is not there, man.
Right.
It's just brutal. I know we sound like old men yelling.
Old guys yelling at the cloud, buddy.
It's brutal.
Yep.
Dude, it's terrible. It's when you add up all the apps you got to have, you're at the same price you just had cable.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You got to draw a line somewhere.
And there's no motivation. What's the motivation for ESPN, right? They're partners. They own Hulu. So why do I want to give you my game?
Although I did read, they said Disney's and they're losing $30 million a week because of this. So there is some incentive to get back on YouTube TV.
Oh,
So
they're saying that ESPN Disney is losing that much?
yeah, I was reading an article, 30
Really?
million a week. Yep. With
Well,
advertising
what
money and
YouTube
rights
losing?
fees.
YouTube had to have lost
It
a
has
lot
to.
of subscribers.
So I mean, right? Yeah. I mean, and honestly, I got a $20 credit, whatever. But if I didn't have the Sunday ticket through YouTube TV, I probably would have just switched my bundle to the Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN. But because I have the
And
Sunday, and this is where the streaming thing sucks. Because I have the
Yep.
Sunday ticket through YouTube TV and I'm locked in there, I'm not going to cancel it because I want the Sunday ticket. So you're stuck.
And with Hulu, you get the and now you got to watch out of market games because you're a Chicago fan. I'm a Giants fan down in Florida, so I got to do it too because we only get to see the national TV games. But Hulu Live, I get Red Zone, so I have the Red Zone. Now I can't do all the games. So if you end up getting rid of YouTube, you can't get the bundle with all the games, but you can get Red Zone. All right. I'll give you the short note. You missed. So if you didn't watch anything, you missed nothing in the first half. Yeah. And that's when I typically go to bed. First half. Yeah. It was 0-0. So you missed nothing. You got a big old fat goose egg. Second half, obviously, whatever. Packers lose. Packers were everybody's darling, right? After the Micah Parsons trade, they were the pick. Everybody was on. Yep. They might be one of those teams that you throw in a Super Bowl bet now or an NFC to win bet because now that everybody's down on them, I still think the NFC is wide open. I still think they're a good team. I still think Mike LaFleur is a good coach, but they're struggling. They're just not clicking for whatever reason. And a lot of it is that hodgepodge at receiver. They don't have that true number one.
Yep. I was just going to say
Love, he doesn't seem to have that go-to. And now his go-to guy was Tucker Kraft. And Tucker Kraft's gone.
Right.
So who's he going to in a big spot, And
they're always seem to be banged up. All those receivers, somebody's always dinged, so there's no chance to build any kind of chemistry with any one of those guys. It's Tucker Kraft.
Now, what I would say,
it changed the whole offense.
Here's what I would say, and this is from a keeper, maybe a little bit redraft perspective. Go look and see if you can get Jaden Reed for cheap.
Yeah.
I think he's not far. Well, here's the reason why. And I'm not saying Jaden Reed's unbelievable. I think he's good. And he's a very good separator and all that stuff. And I think he's very talented. He catches the ball. He's electric. Nobody stepped up for the Packers. I guess Romeo Doubs a little bit. Watson hasn't stepped up. I know he's only been back a few weeks. Matthew Golden certainly hasn't stepped up.
He's been invisible, yeah.
Jaden Reed's got every opportunity if he comes back. And listen, it was his collarbone, right? Certainly not good. He's got fresh legs. He's going to come back with fresh legs.
It could be worse than a collarbone. For sure. Yeah, right. A lot of worse things you could have than a collarbone.
So maybe he can emerge. And I think every team needs that go-to guy. Yeah, it looks good that we have all these. I think you need a go-to guy in big spots that you saw it last night, right? With Stephon Diggs. Yeah. There were some key third downs, and Drake May was just locked in and waited and knew Stephon Diggs was going to get open. That was his safety blanket. And you got to have that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to have that guy.
Obviously, Josh Jacobs is a huge play.
Go get it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Josh Jacobs, you play. The guy is just solid as a rock, man. He's just a bruiser. He was one of our big plays. We had him over 17.5 carries that hit. That was a huge one that we loved. We just thought they were going to feed him, and they did. He got 21 carries. Probably same thing. They feed him again.
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau's out for the Giants. Luke Musgrave didn't really do much. He was the guy everybody was going to pick up with Kraft being out. Didn't really do. I'm going to try to take a quick peek because I don't have it handy exactly what he did. 3 targets, 3 catches for 23. Okay. Tight end, honestly, Jay, and it. If you don't have McBride, Bowers, Kittle, Kelsey, Gadsden, I guess.
Gadsden, yeah.
You're hoping your guy gets in the end zone.
Yeah, you're rolling the dice. Yeah. You're hoping for 3 for 30 and your guy gets positive points. Give me 6 or 8 points, and I'll be happy. Yeah.
Yep. And that's why I've always liked in those redraft leagues to go get a stud tight end. Go get a stud tight end because it's just such an advantage, right? Having McBride in that league is keeping me alive. Because my running backs, you heard in the beginning of the show, I play Monangai and DeMercado this week. and I'm somehow 11-9. So
that's a
it's pretty
bloodbath.
gross,
Yeah.
pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Now, Giants, I'm not going to go nuts. I put out a short video. I also was on the Tuesday morning show. I don't know if you see any of our other shows, Jay, but there's some really good guys on Tuesday, Thursday morning. TJ and Buff. TJ's a huge, huge Giants fan, so he and I were going off on the Dable thing. I think it had to happen. The way you lose, and I guess there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes where he's doing a lot of finger pointing and blaming, and it hurts me because I thought Dable was the guy. He's a football guy. He just looks like a football coach, right? You know, the kind of overweight and just bald head, looks like a football guy. Amazing what he's done with Dart so far, but I feel like it had to happen. It was just one of those things. These losses are too bad. And again, like we just talked about Raheem Morris down in Atlanta. If they're in Atlanta, Dable probably still has his job. But it's New York. You're under the microscope nonstop and losing all these games that they're blowing and then throwing Dart out there and having Dart get hurt. What are your thoughts from outside the Giants' mindset, the blinders?
Yeah. So I like you. I like Dable.
We lose you, Jay?
I'm back. Can you see me? I'm back now.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Yeah, you're kind of breaking up.
Oh, all right. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I like Dable.
Right.
I don't know if fire. Nope. I look like I'm okay.
It could be me. It could be me. I don't. Hey, if you're in the chat, Ken.
Yeah.
You got. I don't know. Ken Rock just got in the chat. We have not talked about Seahawks Rams yet. That we're getting to that. We're getting close. Am I breaking up? Is Jay breaking up? We've been having some technical difficulties tonight for whatever reason. It might be the server that we use. But if you hear one of us that's choppy, let us know. I feel like I was choppy early. I didn't hear any of your Dable stuff there.
I like Dable. I don't know if that was the right time. I mean, it was a horrible way to lose. See some positive things. Yeah, Dart.
Yeah, I don't know, Jay.
To get hurt. They're not a good team. Let me do this.
Yeah.
They're not a good team. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like putting it on my phone. It seems like you're breaking up. You want to refresh and come back in? Yeah, you're breaking up, Jay.
I'll get out.
Yeah, just refresh or something. All right, well, Ken Rock, welcome in, my friend. Yeah, we've been having some weird technical difficulties tonight for some reason. We have not got to Seahawks Rams. We're about to. Now, as far as Packers Giants, here's my lean right now, and I've got to check it. Hey, we got a play two for you, Ken. I know, Ken, you just got in. We got Minnesota against Oregon. We got Minnesota first half plus 14.5. It's a 9 o'clock game. So just so you're aware, that's our live game. We took Coastal Carolina in college basketball. I don't think it's looking very good. Oh, no, they're down 5. We got them plus 7.5. Those were our two games we took. So just so you know, Ken, we did have a couple of plays. Those were our plays. And then we were looking at Louisville Clemson. We didn't have an official play. We said take Clemson money line because they were an underdog, and we thought it was just a coin flip game. I like the over in this game because Jameis Winston is fun, man. He is going to throw the ball. He's a national treasure, Jameis Winston. He's going to throw the ball. He's going to sling it around. No Darius Slayton. So Darius Slayton's been a guy that's filled in pretty good since Neighbors was out. He will be gone. He's not playing. He's injured. They did bring back Isaiah Hodgins. While Robinson, fine. Maybe this Hodgins. Maybe Jalen Hyatt for once. My God, the guy's done nothing in his entire career. Maybe we get a Jalen Hyatt game. Tyrone Tracy. This is a tough spot for the Giants. It's a tough spot for the new coach. Packers are coming in pissed off. And as I said, Ken, if you just joined, I said I think the Packers are not a bad play taking them to win the NFC because they were everybody's darling when they signed Micah Parsons. And they've had injuries. They've had this. They've had that. And they're a little down. And people are kind of down on the Packers. And the theme of this show this year has been when people are down, we want them. And now you might appreciate this one, Ken. I think you will appreciate it. Ken, big friend of the show. The guy that I was going back and forth with, and we were taking the Texans live down against the Jags, right? He's the guy who also told us there's a lot of live betting gives you a lot of value. Anyhow, Warren Buffett, the greatest, arguably the greatest investor of all time. And I don't pretend to be some expert, but everybody should know Warren Buffett's name, right? I would hope you know Warren Buffett. Now, listen, think about this. What did he say? When people are really greedy and really fired up, be cautious. And when people are really cautious and really down on something, be greedy. Right? Applies a lot of times in these football games. You're down on a team, everybody, they're the worst, like we like the Bengals, plus 5.5 against Steelers. That's when you look at those things. And I believe we have Double J back. Let's see if he's back in action and not chopping up. We will see in a minute.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I hear you a little better. Maybe a little choppy, but a little better for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying how I like the over in this game because Jameis is either going to put up points or he's going to throw picks and get somebody in good shape. I don't know if you saw, no Darius Slayton. Slayton is out. Who he's going to throw the ball to, your guess is as good as mine. Now, Theo Johnson has been a good sneaky tight end.
He has been good. Yes, Theo's been good.
He's been very good. Right? They're kind of limited on their targets. Now, I do want to go back to that. We talked about the Packers. Let's take a look at what they are to win the NFC. Oh, boy. All right. Jay, we did this earlier with Bijan. You give me the NFC. Give me your favorites for the NFC. Give me your top 4 favorites. Like, if you had to rank them, who do you think is going to win the NFC?
Rams.
Like, to go to the Super Bowl.
In order. Let's go. I'll go Rams, Lions. No. Rams, Eagles, Lions, Seahawks.
I'll tell you what, man. You're pretty good, dude, without looking. This is why, too, as a gambler, sometimes it's cool to pick the brain of a non-gambler because they're going to give you the honest. Now, I kind of agree with that. They have Eagles first, but Eagles and Rams are pretty close.
Yeah.
And then it's Eagles and Rams, then it's Lions, then it's Seahawks.
Yeah.
But the Packers are 5th, plus 750. You put down 100, you win 850. You win 750.
Yeah.
I think that's live, man.
They're
making the playoffs, right?
As a well-known Packers hater, I have more confidence in Green Bay than I do Seattle, to be honest with you.
Right, Darnold in a big game. Now, granted, we haven't seen Jordan Love really.
No,
in a big game.
I like LaFleur. Again, I hate Green Bay, and it pains me. But here's some other
thing. Let's just think: do we trust Goff in a cold weather road game? Not really. Obviously, the Eagles could do it, but these are not the Eagles of last year.
Nope, they cannot run the ball this year. And without running the ball for the Eagles, it changes everything.
The Rams, I will give you. The Rams have looked excellent.
I like the
Rams. But you're relying on Puka Nacua, who's hurt a lot. Devontae, who's banged up. We'll get to him in a little bit. He may not play. I think he's going to try to play, but obliques are tough. You see guys get obliques in Major League Baseball, and they miss like weeks. I'm a little nervous about Devontae Adams. We'll get to him. And then you got to trust Sam Darnold. I think the Packers are a great play at plus 750. I think I'm putting it as a Dustino pick. It's not like something you judge. I like taking the Packers plus 750. I think that's very live bet. Anywho, we covered most of the injuries. Jameis is going to be fun. He's going to be fun. Let's put it that way. And that's why when I think I might have even texted you when the Giants signed Jameis. Oh, my God, we're going to score points. It's going to be a fun season. Jameis to neighbors. Oh, my Lord. And then obviously we get Dart. Great. But when they signed Russell Wilson, I just wanted to puke.
Yeah, I didn't understand it. Let Jameis play. Let him cook. It'll be fun.
Okay. Now, I consider me and you and a lot of our friends in our friend circle and things of that nature pretty smart guys when it comes to sports. How can we, as guys sitting on our couch who played ball in high school, but we didn't play any kind of ball, any serious college ball or anything, see these things and know that a guy is completely garbage, and this multi-billion-dollar or million-dollar franchise has no clue. Russell Wilson can't play anymore.
He
cannot play.
And he's unlikable. His teammates hate him. They don't
and he's
want him.
unlikable.
Yeah.
So. But the guy cannot play anymore. It's done. He has nothing. The second he entered that game, I texted you, the game's over.
It was over. The Bears lose that game. If Dart doesn't get hurt, there's a butterfly effect. Dart doesn't get hurt, Dable still got a job this week. It's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
I thought, and I'm sitting there, and I had some
here
people
I think
over.
Might be another thing.
Yeah, no, I had some people over, some Giants fans, and I'm like, man, thank God they didn't put Jameson, because who knows? Not that they wouldn't have blown it, but I was not scared of Russell Wilson, and he did not disappoint.
And that might be just enough reason to fire Dable for that.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff. Like, I like Dable. I want him to stay, but that crap pissed me off. How do you not have Jameis ready to go? Once you pull the plug on Wilson, pull the plug completely.
Yeah.
They should have released him.
They should have.
I mean, nobody's going to trade for him. I know a bunch of people were talking on shows like, what crack are you smoking? Nobody's trading for him. He can't play. No. But have Jameis ready. Jameis would have had a shot. And it was in the snow and the wind. It was perfect. Had a shot.
Yep.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, we got Riley Joseph, my niece, in the house. Your daughter. What are you doing? Oh, it's only 8:22. You're allowed to be up. You're allowed to be up. Yeah. All right, Riley. You're playing basketball too, I heard. Is it? Wait, you're not in basketball season,
it's
are
basketball,
you?
Yeah.
Oh, is it now? Oh, good. Yeah. How's she doing with basketball? Loving it?
Doing good. Yeah, she's playing middle school, and then she's playing for Coach Dad on the 7th grade team, travel team. So
I was going to ask. That's right. She's 1 year ahead of Olivia, so she's in 7th. Awesome.
Yep.
All right, Ken Rock, you asked for it, and we started the show by telling you how many great games there are, and this may be the banger of all bangers. I mean, this is a game. Seahawks and Rams. The Seahawks, who are on a roll. Defense looks amazing. Darnold looks great. Jackson Smith and Jigba, the number 1 receiver in the NFL. And I said in Dynasty, the only guy I'm taking over him, if Neighbors was healthy, I would take Neighbors over him. Just on a talent level, I don't know. It's Chase and Jackson Smith and Jigba. And I know you're not a Dynasty guy, but you got to start a team. And remember, Dynasty is true. You can keep the guys forever. Who would you draft? Yeah. Jackson Smith or Jamar Chase? That's tough.
Probably Jamar Chase, but part of that could just be name. You know, you talked about it before. That name carries some weight. So I would go Jamar. You know why? Better quarterback situation if Burrow stays healthy. You're guaranteed. Correct. Just although it doesn't seem to matter for JSN. It doesn't. Whoever's back there is going to find him.
And JSN's 23. Jamar, I think, is he 25?
He's got to be 24, 25, 26 because he was a year after Jefferson. So he's got to be.
Yeah, so I think he's 25. Now, just listen to Jackson Smith. You want to talk about this is what you want in fantasy. Consistent. Here's his wide receiver finishes this year. Wide receiver 11, 13, 8, 25, one bad week, 3, 3, 7, 7, 9. Every week he's a top 10 receiver. He's had one so-so week, 4 for 79. Jackson Smith and Jimmy is an absolute superstar. My big thing with him is I thought he was slight of frame. I didn't know if he could go deep.
Yep.
I thought he was going to be a possession receiver, you know, like a glorified slot guy. And he's been better. He can go deep. He can go intermediate. He's unbelievable.
Yep.
He's unreal. Let's see. Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker's another one. I love Kenneth Walker, but he's so frustrating because Charbonnet steals all the touchdowns.
He does.
Who is that way back? Remember Jerome Bettis used to steal all the touchdowns late in his career?
Fast Willie Parker.
Willie Parker. That's right.
Willie. I remember. Here's how long we've been playing fantasy football.
Oh, my God, are we old?
I remember on Sunday, you used to work somewhere on Sunday mornings. Jerome Bettis gets hurt, and you call me from whatever restaurant or whatever bar you were working at and said, go on this website and pick up Willie Parker because I want him right now. And I remember dialing in at like 1:05 on a Sunday afternoon back in the day.
Oh, that's right. And he ended up being unbelievable.
That was the Super Bowl. He went nuts.
Those were the days we're dating ourselves, but that's probably most of our audience, except for your daughter there. Or
yeah.
They didn't even have an app. CBS, there was no CBS Fantasy apps. You had to find a computer.
Yeah.
And I remember, like,
you
couldn't find a computer. Hey, go pick. And we used to do, and now obviously I'm a big proponent of having fab dollars, right? Having waiver dollars. Yes. It makes it fair. Yeah. It used to be the Wild Wild West. It used to be first come, first serve.
First one on.
You could just go on and snag guys. And that was a big advantage for guys like you and I who paid more attention.
Yeah.
You know, if we knew a guy got injured and then the injury reports weren't as available. And the NFL's done that a lot because of the gambling. They've made teams be way more transparent with their injuries. Yep. I mean, I remember at like 12:50, 12:55, you would find out a guy's out. You know, right before the game started.
If you were out, you were out of luck.
But yes, Fast Willie Parker would do all the work, and then Bettis would run in the 1-yard touchdowns.
He'd punch it in. Yeah.
That's a great pull, Jay. Great pull. Okay. Yeah, look at you, Ken. You got JSN and neighbors. You don't have to worry about it. What a freaking donkey. Yeah. You're having a good year, man. All right. Let me go back to the game. Okay. Seahawks, Rams. We talked about Ken Walker, Charbonnet. You're hoping for touchdowns. JSN, obviously. No Torrey Horton. Cooper Kupp was back last week, had a big, long catch. The tight ends didn't really do much. So it's like weird. They're a really good team, but it's really just JSN. And you play those running backs because you got to play starting running backs in fantasy.
Flex spot, Yeah,
you're not like super duper fired up about them. The tight ends, I don't think did really much of anything. I know a lot of people thought A.J. Barner, and then it was maybe this Arroyo kid from Miami. Again, tight end is so gross. Tight end's just gross.
Yeah.
It's gross other than those 4 or 5 big guys.
Yeah.
It's gross. Rams side of the ball, Devontae's still questionable. Puka's healthy. Kyron Williams, Blake Corum's getting action. Tight end wise, they've got 3 tight ends they spread it to. Higbee, Parkinson, the rookie Ferguson. Good luck. It's just a guess, right? Dart throws like we talked about. No real third receiver for the Rams. It's literally, we love this. It's just Kyron.
It's easy.
Devontae, Puka.
Yep.
It's so easy.
Very easy.
And how about Matt
surprise.
Stafford? Matt Stafford having an MVP type year when everybody was scared to death this season with the back. Oh, you're getting it. What do you got? A little sandwich going?
No.
You got to have some snacks. Oh, another drink. Beautiful. Yeah. You got a bartender over there?
I had Riley. Riley was running. No.
Riley, you're more than welcome to say hi. Don't let him say no. You can say hi, Riley. What's up, Riley? Look, you're a YouTuber now. You're a YouTuber. Look at this. All right, get out of here.
Out of here. Yeah, beat it.
All right.
Beat it.
Yeah, bring a drink and then get out. Okay. Here's what I like. I like the under. Again, some of these times when we talk about these things, they're my plays. And then sometimes I listen to these podcasts and I try to grab little pieces and I try to wrap them up and what I like, what I don't like, and then bring it to the show. Yep. Love the under. 2 really good defenses, 2 very conservative coaches. The stats that these guys provided said that these are 2 of the least 4th down go for it teams.
Oh, we froze. Is that me or you that froze? We might be froze. I'll pick up. I think Dustin froze this time. Yeah, I kind of agree with this. The under on this game because these both legit defenses. Oh, we're back.
Dude, I don't know what's going on. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. And I don't want – there's two Dustinos on there.
There was – I'm telling you.
All right, here's – before you go, while I'm actually on here, Christmas gift. I need a new laptop. I don't know what's going on here. Literally everything just shut off on me. All right, anyhow, what were you saying about this under that I like?
No, I like it. I think both very, very good defenses. I mean, Seattle's defense, like you said, has been on an absolute roll. This is gonna be a good one. And yeah, I think the under is spot on.
Hey, make sure you're enjoying this game while I'm on the airplane missing the entire
I'll be
thing.
watching this one for you.
Now, we are flying south. My wife, she's got to find the silver lining. We are flying Southwest. So I should have Wi-Fi, and I should have the phone charged up, or the iPad, or this laptop that keeps randomly crapping out on me. Ridiculous. All right. So we like the under there. Again, you like anything, you let us know. Ken, you got anything? You had some good nuggets last week. Anybody else has some good nuggets? Please share the good nuggets. Rob's nugget did not hit for us. That Clemson-Louisville game is 3-3, by the way. Gross game.
I do think the Seahawks. I do think the Seahawks cover the spread, but I think the Rams win this game. I think this is like a 1 or 2 point game.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, this is a
I think
last
this could be a great game. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I couldn't agree more.
And your point, I think we got interrupted by Riley coming down here with my drink, but Matthew Stafford, I was trying to think of this the other day.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's been fantasy relevant for
forever.
Got to be almost 15 years. I mean, Calvin Johnson days. I mean,
when was he drafted? 2000? Was he in the 2000 draft?
2001? No, not that long. No.
Oh, sorry. 2005.
I want to say
2008.
I'm going to Google this.
Might be 2008 or 2009, I want to say.
That sounds about right. So, yeah, about 15, 16 years.
I'm all jacked up because of these internet problems, and now I'm trying to check on our basketball bet that we had. Let's see.
2009.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
2000.
Let's see. Where is Coastal Carolina? Where are you here, Coastal? Do you cover 7.5 for us? I can't find it for some reason. Oh, that helps. I'm on women's basketball. All right, men's basketball, Coastal Carolina. We gave it to you before the night started. We had them plus 7.5. They are down 1 with 8 minutes to go. Come on, let's go, Coastal Carolina. What are they, the Chanticleers or something?
The Chanticleers.
I think they are.
I think they are. That is exactly what they are. Hey, here's a trivia. Ready? I just brought up the 2009 draft. You ready for that?
God.
Here's your question. Who was the second quarterback taken after Matthew Stafford?
Oh, God.
I'll give you a hint. That'll give it away. But I'll give you he was a color guy for Fox Sports this year.
Mark Sanchez?
Mark Sanchez.
Yeah. Is he in jail? Oh, my God. What a disaster story that was.
I am looking at this first round. This is one of the worst first round drafts. I'm just looking at it right now. This first round.
Go down a rabbit hole.
Oh, my good Lord. There is nobody in this first round. That I would say the next best player, Michael Crabtree. Here's a running back fantasy name from the past, Noshawn Moreno.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember that
Georgia
guy?
Also.
Percy Harvin. Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews was probably picked 27. And UConn's own Donald Brown at pick 27 by the Colts.
Oh,
what an awful draft.
He was a first rounder?
He was a first round. Yeah, he was great. I think he was All-American that year.
Wow.
He was in the Heisman. I mean, he was.
I remember him. He had a great year.
He had an unbelievable year. Yeah.
Was he? Yeah. Did he play with Orlovsky?
He did, but not. Orlovsky was gone before 2009, I believe.
Hey, Coastal Carolina's up 54-51 with 7 minutes to go. Let's go. We continue our streak of live bets, baby. All right. Okay, so we like the under. We lean Seahawks. I think with the Devontae Adams thing, I tend to agree. I think the Seahawks defense wants to prove this is a big game for them. It's going to be an awesome game. It's going to be. This is going to be a good game. I'll be watching on the airplane.
Yep.
That's going to be a really good one. All right, 49ers, Cardinals, minus 2.5 for the 49ers. Now, while we were on air, Brock Purdy will start. It's official. Brock Purdy is starting. Mac Jones back to the bench. McCaffrey's healthy. Oh, another one. Every week I come on and say this guy's out. Nobody cares because he's been out the whole year. Ricky Pearsall's healthy.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. Another weapon.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
Obviously, Jawan Jennings had a big game. And Jawan Jennings and Purdy have a pretty good connection. Mm-hmm. McCaffrey's putting up numbers, but they're ugly numbers. It's just straight volume. He's getting so many carries and so many little dump offs. Their offensive line is bad, and they've always been a great offensive line. George Kittle, I think, is a great play this week. Cardinals, Kyler Murray put on IR. I think, and I talked about this on the show last week, and I was kind of asking a rhetorical question. Has Kyler Murray played his last down in Arizona? I mean, they'll take it on the chin money-wise because he's not a free agent. I think it was till 2027, I think. But I don't think they want him there. I think his time has come.
What do you get for him? I mean, you could probably get something for him.
I would think so. And then who wants him, right? Where's he
but you
going?
know how desperate teams do desperate things.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, who do we think those desperate teams could be? Because a lot of teams have their quarterback. There's not that many that really – I mean, the Panthers.
Jets.
But the Panthers would be losing a little guy and going to another little guy.
Yeah, Jets,
but he makes a lot of money. They're going to have to eat a lot of money. They're going to have to eat a ton of money.
It's so hard. The salaries make it so hard. Salaries make it so hard.
I just don't know where else he goes. I mean, I'm scrolling through the teams here. Steelers. He doesn't seem like a Steelers quarterback. Aaron Rodgers flames out. Because listen, Rodgers could easily flame out the rest of this year.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if that doesn't happen.
Either way, he's a short term. But
Miami. Does Miami move on from Tua and say, "Hey, we'll take on this guy with the right OC"?
But he's got paid. So what are you doing with Tua? You can't pay both of them, and you're gonna have to eat Tua money. So
I know there's not a lot of options. The Raiders. No. Geno's not it. Geno's got to go.
That is a possibility.
Is he a bridge quarterback? But here's the other thing, though. A lot of times when you watch these bridge quarterbacks, you want a guy they can learn. Is Kyler Murray a guy
that's
going
to teach
from Kyler? You're not learning anything. You're going to learn how to play Call of Duty. Or you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's teaching some young rookie that's going, oh, man, Kyler Murray is.
But the Raiders might be a few years away from a bridge, if you think about it.
Pittsburgh's a possibility, especially if Tomlin wants to keep his 9-8 thing going. He doesn't seem like a Pittsburgh guy, though.
He doesn't fit. He's not. If you're going to play out in that weather, that building, Saints, I don't see him in Pittsburgh. You got to be a big, strong dude to play in Pittsburgh.
I think the Saints are going to let Shuck play the rest of the year. And if he's not it, they're going to draft somebody. I think Kellen Moore is going to want to draft his own guy, which he drafted Shuck. And listen, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole with talking about Shuck. He was pretty good.
He wasn't bad.
Let's give him a chance. He was all right.
I think Raiders might be legit for Kyler. That might be a spot where you could make a case anyways.
I could see a case for the Raiders. And Pete Carroll going, you know what? I'm going to love this guy. And I'm going to.
Yeah. I mean,
if they're not high enough to pick. Yeah. And this class does not look good.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't.
Kyler's good, and he would be exciting.
Yeah, indoors. Same situation.
Yeah, friend of the program, Richie RJ, my buddy, my neighbor, would not be happy because we talk a lot about how we just don't think Kyler is a really good NFL quarterback. Fine, great for fantasy.
Fine fantasy,
not a great NFL quarterback.
Right.
We're getting close, Jay. Cardinal side of the ball. I got to hit on this. I don't want to miss this stuff. Trey McBride should just go berserk. No Marvin Harrison Jr. He had an appendectomy. I don't even know what that is. Doesn't sound very good, but he's going to miss 1 to 2 weeks. That's where I got my Greg Dortch. Maybe Michael Wilson. Maybe Zay Jones. I know we've used him as we've used Zay Jones. Actually, you know what? Did Zay Jones get hurt? We did use Zay Jones a few times as a random dart throw player prop. Yeah. Because Brissett was throwing to him a lot. But Brissett is, we talked about this earlier with Davis Mills, locking in on Nico. Brissett is just McBride.
I don't see, in a week where there's 2 buys, like we said before, this is not a week unless you're in your situation where you're just desperate. You're not starting any Cardinals.
He's on IR. Zay Jones on IR.
You're not starting any Cardinals, and you're not if you are, you're not very happy about it. As I said, unless you're in your position. I mean, the human torch is going to go nuts this week.
All right, now here's the big one, because the 49ers defense is not good with Fred Warner out. Their defense has been – I mean, the Rams – we saw those 4 o'clock games last week. The Rams just went up and down the field. They scored every time they got the ball. I feel like the 49ers got like 1 stop. Now, which of these running backs do you play for the Cardinals?
Right.
Hopefully it's my boy DeMercado. But we also have Bam Knight. We also have Michael Carter. Trey Benson I've heard nothing.
Yeah. I don't think you play.
Well, somebody's got to get carries.
Unless you have to. Yeah, but.
And it's a soft defense.
Unless you have to. If you're hurt by injuries, you don't have anybody to buy. You're not, Jonathan Taylor owners might be desperate this week. If you have one of those guys, I guess you do it.
True.
But nobody on a light bye week, unless you're hurt with injuries, I'm not starting any. I wouldn't touch any of them.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards I have DeMercado, so I'm hoping it's him.
Yeah, of course.
I'm leaning 49ers here. I just think it's a bigger game. I know the Cardinals have been fighting. And you know what? I was impressed by their fight because they got down. Wasn't it like 35-7?
Yeah, they were getting murdered.
And they actually hung in there and kind of made it a game. They didn't completely roll over. They kind of kept fighting.
Yeah. Yep.
So, that coach I think is a little better than I thought he was. I thought he was going to be terrible. He's been okay. When you're dealt a quarterback that's not very good and now injured.
And always hurt, right.
Yep.
Right.
You're kind of screwed. But I did want to touch on those couple injuries. That's a big injury. Marvin Harrison Jr. out. Keep an eye on Ricky Pearsall. I think Jawan Jennings and Kittle are great plays as well. If you think of any player props I wonder what McBride's number is. He's probably got to be 80 yards.
It's got to be, yeah.
He's got to catch
I'll look it up for you.
All right, perfect. All right, Ravens at the Browns. Ravens. The Ravens' schedule gets easy now after these big wins. We told the guy, we had a Brendan Murphy on our show a few weeks ago that wanted to bet Ravens to win the division. And they probably will win the division, but I just didn't love it. It was like minus 105 or minus 120 or minus 115, and they were like 3 games back. So things could still happen poorly, but the Ravens are on a roll. I don't see any scenario. The Browns, unless their defense just plays out of this world, but losing to the Jets. I'm going to be cautious here with this game because the theme of the show has been teams that we just say are dead, all of a sudden randomly play a game, but I don't think it's happening with Dylan Gabriel. He had an okay game against the Jets. I was hoping he had a worse game because I want to see Shedeur Sanders. I think Shedeur Sanders can play. I was joking a little bit on the show last week. I put the over or under at 1.5 starts this year. What would you take? Does he start more than 1.5 games this year? Over or under?
Under.
You don't think he's going to start any?
Be over.
Maybe the last week of the year? Yeah.
If it's me, it's over. But I don't know what it is. It's like the NFL. You hate to say conspiracy, but my God, what they're doing is awful. You're not throw the guy out there.
If you're Stefanski, and he's got to be on the hot seat, right? He's been on the hot seat, I feel like, the last few years. When week 14 comes and you're – what the heck are they – how many wins they got? What do they got, 3 wins or something? Coastal Carolina's looking good, by the way. Do you throw him out the last 2 or 3 weeks to try to save your job, almost like a Daboll type of thing? Like, hey, look, we got this guy, and I don't know. I think why would you not? They're 2-7. Why would you not want to see what you have?
I'd give him a shot. Yeah, exactly. If for no other reason.
Here's the other thing. What on earth would you bring in a Dylan Gabriel with kind of a weak arm, small guy to play in Cleveland with wind and snow and nasty weather? It just doesn't seem – it didn't make any sense. It made no sense.
No sense.
And, he played okay, I guess. Him and Judy had a good game. You're firing up your Derrick Henry, although the Browns' defense is Jekyll and Hyde. They either look like the greatest defense you ever saw or they're just letting the Jets go crazy.
And it varies half to half with those guys. It does.
Rashad Bateman is out. He's a fringe player. You're not really playing him anyway, but that's just something of note. That just kind of further enhances your Zay Flowers. And then maybe your DeAndre Hopkins, maybe the tight ends, Andrews, and likely get a little boost.
Yeah, Andrews had a couple good weeks.
But it's going to be a Derrick Henry show.
Yeah.
What's that?
Andrews had a couple good games recently, couple scores.
Yeah.
So last week, 2
Same
scores.
Thing. You're hoping they get in the end zone.
Yeah, get in the end zone.
You got a tight end. You're hoping they get in the end zone.
I got your Trey McBride number here.
Oh, yeah. What do you got?
The Trey McBride number is 76.5.
I still think it goes over.
I think it's over.
I mean, they're just going to pepper him.
I think it's over.
They're going to keep peppering him. I mean, Brissett's been throwing him the ball like it's going out of style. I think they pepper him.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right.
His plus money starts at 80 is plus 100 is even.
Yeah,
90 is plus 152. 90
not horrible.
Plus 152.
That's not a bad play.
100 plus 210.
No, I'm not taking that. Oh, 100 is plus 210?
Yeah, 100 is plus 210. Your boy Greg Dortch. Greg Dortch's number, it's huge.
What is
29 and a half.
Really?
29 and a half.
See, he's one. I bet you 40. I bet you 40 is like. I bet you 40 is like plus 185 at least. Well, think about it. Mooney was plus 185, and his number was 34 and a half.
So 40 is plus 164.
So Dortch has got to be even.
Plus 40 is plus 164. 50 plus 270.
It's funny how these. It's funny how these vary from book to book. What do you have in Connecticut? DraftKings?
I'm on FanDuel here.
Oh, do you have multiple or just FanDuel is the only way to go?
We could use DraftKings too, but I just always look at FanDuel.
See, because Florida, we only have one. We only have Hard Rock.
Oh.
We're not able to bet games on DraftKings or anything like that. All right, let me see what I got for Dortch. I got McBride 73 and a half.
Oh, yeah.
And you were what, 76 and a half?
76 and a half.
And then I got Dortch 28 and a half. 40, he is plus 165.
Oh, so about the same. Yeah.
Yeah, about the same on that one.
Same.
But
same.
That's a big 3 yards on McBride. All right, I'll make it a play.
There you go.
Over 73 and a half McBride. I'm riding with you, Jay. I like it. We talked it out. We got McBride over 73 and a half. Now, depends on your book that you got. You obviously have a higher number. Oh, we got a question coming in. For Chase. Now, what I'm going to ask you, Chase, is this a dynasty league or a regular league? So dynasty or regular? Please let us know that. All right, let's see.
Yeah, that's a big question for that.
Jamar Chase and Saquon for Drake London, Chase Brown, and Derrick Henry. Now, my question would be regular league. He said regular league. Oh boy. Now, obviously, you're looking to get 3 for 2. So you're looking to add Chase Brown into the mix with Derrick Henry. Let's say Saquon and Derrick Henry are kind of a push. Now, give me 2 other things, Chase. Is it PPR, half PPR?
Right.
And then who is Chase Brown replacing in your lineup? That's what I want to know. Who's he replacing?
Is he startable?
Lineup?
Are you starting him?
And then again, is it PPR, half PPR? Because if Chase Brown's replacing like my situation, Amari Mercado, I'm doing the trade.
Yes.
Because that's
right.
That's a
right.
10 to 15 point upgrade. And again, if it's a non PPR or half, I think Derrick Henry and Saquon are pretty much compatible. Yeah, Saquon's not catching a ton of passes in that Philly offense. The big thing is obviously Jamar over Drake London, but Drake London's getting peppered. Drake London, let's take a quick peek. And again, Chase, if you can, if you're still watching, PPR or non-PPR or half, that makes a big difference in this trade because Derrick Henry's so PPR, he loses a lot of luster because he doesn't catch a ton. Chase Brown would not start, but I have Dowdle, and he has a bye week, and I'm guaranteed in the playoff. All right, I'm going to put this on the screen, Jay. Chase Brown would not start, but I have Dowdle, and he has a bye week, and I'm guaranteed in playoffs, but Dowdle has bye week, and I have to start Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker and Chase Brown are pretty similar. So I don't think you're getting a major upgrade.
I think if you're guaranteed in the playoffs, I would ride out Chase and Barkley. I think Barkley's upside. I think Barkley's upsides right now is better than Henry's. Barkley had 2 weeks ago had a pretty good game, probably his best game of the season. So hopefully that's a sign he's about. Packers defense is legit. We talked about the Packers defense on the Packers. That's a legit defense in the cold on the road on a Monday night. That's a tough spot. Let's see what he does. Henry's shown nothing there. And the to me, as a Derrick Henry owner, the worst part about Derrick Henry, he is not getting the ball in the red zone, in the goal line. They're throwing to Mark Andrews. They're rolling out, and Lamar's keeping it. Isaiah Likely's vultured a few. They are not just saying, Derrick Henry, punch it in like they did last year. So with him not scoring, Chase Brown is kind of been backburnered, in that offense. They're just Flacco's slinging, and Jamar's still better than Drake London. So you're kind of, if you were desperate for having 2 running backs, I'd say do it. But if you don't need him and you're already in the playoffs, I think the upside of Barkley and Chase is better than your potential.
I'm keeping Jamar and Saquon.
But that's a great offer. I mean, I don't know if that was proposed to you or if you were.
Yeah, it's not bad.
If somebody proposed it to you, that's one of the best fantasy offers I've ever. I mean, that's a legit. I'm not trying to rob you. This is a pretty legit. If you need a flex play, and then you take it. But if you don't need those 2 backs, if you're not starting Chase Brown, the answer is keep your guys.
Like I said, if I were thin and Chase Brown's going into a flex, or Chase Brown is going to be a starter and it's a big upgrade over the guy that I'm currently playing, I like Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker and Chase Brown, coin flip. I probably actually kind of prefer Kenneth Walker. I think he has more home run hitting ability. The big thing, too, for me is Joe Burrow is on the cusp of coming back. You have Waddle. He has Waddle in the flex and Devontae Adams. I'm not doing the trade. I'm keeping my guys. Because I think Saquon hasn't had a breakout game yet, and it's coming. There's got to be – he's going to break some.
It's coming. It's coming.
And here's the Bengals playoff schedule, the fantasy playoffs, and you said you're guaranteed playoffs. Home against the Ravens, and their defense has not been great, especially their secondary. Secondary is very weak. At the Dolphins, home against the Cardinals. That's a pretty good playoff schedule for Jamar Chase. Let's take a quick look at Saquon's playoff schedule.
I got it right here. Barkley's got the Raiders at home, then at Washington.
Smash.
So back-to-back cupcakes.
Smash.
Little tough.
Oh, my God.
Championship week is at Buffalo, but not.
Their D's been terrible.
Yeah, they're not great. So it's not the old Buffalo D.
Awful. Look at what A-Chain just did.
That's about as good of a fantasy slate for the playoffs as you're going to get. So,
Chase, don't do the trade. Don't do the trade. Yeah. Chase, keep Chase. Come on, you can't get rid of your namesake, dude. Ken Rock, Chase and Barkley, his opinion. And you look at those schedules. Now, if we would have gone on there and it was at whatever, name the good at the Packers.
Seattle. At Green Bay.
Correct.
At Rams, those 3.
And then
maybe you do.
And then here you go. Derrick Henry, just for fun. At Bengals, great. Week 15.
Yep.
Great matchup. Home against the Patriots, who have only allowed 1 50-yard rusher all season. And then at the Packers in the championship week.
Yeah.
I'm keeping Chase. You got to start. I know. You got to start looking at those playoff schedules when you said you're a guaranteed playoff team. So anyhow, Chase, appreciate you dropping in, dude. Who's your team?
Man, hey, wait. That's one point on that. That's a standard league, and you got Chase and Barkley. I don't know how you did it, but good work on you, buddy.
That's pretty good. Yeah, how did you get those guys? Is it a keeper
Chase
league?
Chase
are both first rounders.
They had to have been a keeper in there somewhere, unless it's a.
Yeah, because Chase was going.
He was 1 or 2, and Barkley was
going first
top
round
6. Too. Yeah, top 6 or 7.
Maybe you made a trade earlier in the season, but that's a stack squad.
Yeah,
keep it. Don't get rid of that stack. And again, but with Burrow on the cusp of coming back, that's awesome. Oh, we're a smooth 2 hours and 23 minutes in. My goodness. But it's like therapy. Nobody's bothering me. I'm out here in the garage. I'll stay all night, man. I'll stay all night. All right. Chiefs, again, we talked about how many great games. Another banger. Chiefs at the Broncos. Yeah. Chiefs minus 3.5. Injury-wise, I think everybody's fine on the Chiefs.
Everybody's good to go.
Kelsey's good to go. Worthy, Rashi, Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. Pacheco, let me double check on Pacheco. I'm going to double check on Pacheco.
Broncos he might still be a little dinged. Yeah, I looked at
Broncos wise, the big one. No J.K. Dobbins. It's R.J. Harvey time. Yeah. And we're going to find out about R.J. Harvey, just like Travion, just like Quinshawn. Do we get the R.J. Harvey breakout? What do you think, Jay?
Not this week. Tough matchup. Chiefs D is legit.
Pacheco's out. Pacheco's out.
Coming off a bye. Andy Reid off a bye. We know how that goes. Spags off a bye is going to come up with some stuff, and Nix has been getting beat up pretty good all week. I don't know if you've heard it, but a lot of the Bo Nix bashing all of a sudden. Everybody loved him until last week. So, and they won. Oh, there you go. Chase says, yeah, got Jamar.
He traded Jacobs away in the season to get Barkley.
Good for you.
Good you work. Got a good team, man. You got some good matchups for the playoffs.
Yep, good work.
Bo Nix is under a little bit of pressure. He's been pulling some
pressure.
But you see this a lot of times, a sophomore slump, right?
The guy's 8-2 or 7-2. I'll take that sophomore slump. He's winning games. Yeah, it might not be pretty, but he it might not be Drew Brees, but the guy's efficient. I think it turned very quick. The criticism turned very quick. Do I think he's great? No, but I think he's pretty good. And
this is gonna be a hell of a ball game.
Yeah, yep. It is gonna be.
I kind of lean Broncos in the points. I don't know how good KC is. I do. The Andy Reid off a bye thing is big.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
What about Patrick Surtain? I know we're more a fantasy show, but talking to the NFL, that's just huge. NFL wise, I think he's out, isn't he?
I believe so.
And that's a huge loss.
Yeah.
And they still have a great defense, but that's a big loss. I'm going to look at
pass rush, but yeah, well. Gee.
How about on the Broncos side of the ball, Cortland Sutton, obviously you like. Troy Franklin has really kind of had a very quiet, probably the quietest top 24, 25 receiver season I can ever remember. I mean, just nobody talks about this guy.
Nope.
And I'm pretty sure that he's top. Let me see real quick. Patrick Surtain officially ruled out. So that's a big loss. But let me see Troy Franklin too. This is unreal. He is flying way under the radar. Troy Franklin in PPR is wide receiver 23.
Wow.
You could win a lot of money having people guess.
I would not have guessed that. I would not have guessed that.
He's been very, very good. Here's his last 4 games. 10 targets, 8 targets, 10 targets, 9 targets. He's sneaky guy.
That's very good.
He's been outperforming Cortland Sutton. This is going to be a good game. Just another divisional battle.
This is a great game. Yep.
I lean towards a home dog. Home dogs in a divisional game. I'm always a sucker for it. Any other thoughts?
The Andy Reid off a bye.
I know.
Rashee Rice without Patrick Surtain. Rashee Rice, I looked at it this morning. If he played all season at what he's done since he's been back, he is wide receiver 6 on the year. So
I believe it. Well, I can look it up here on.
And this is a must win for the Chiefs. I mean, we talked about the Vikings before. Some statement game. This is Chiefs. Chiefs are out of the playoffs at this point. Which who would have seen that coming going into the season? They lose another one. It is going to be really hard and a pretty good AFC to worm your way back in at 5-7. So 5-6.
Yeah, Ken Rock, Troy Franklin has taken over the number 1 wide receiver, and he has. He's been outperforming Sutton. He's younger. He's Bo Nix' teammate from Oregon, 4th-round pick. Very disappointing rookie year, but sometimes it takes guys time. Just like a quarterback or a running back, sometimes it takes some time to learn the league and the speed of the league.
Yep.
Huge game. This is just a huge game all the way around, but you're right. It's probably a bigger game for the Chiefs. Now, you were just talking about Rashee Rice. Ready for this one? Points per game, he's number 2 in the NFL.
Yeah.
For receivers.
Yeah.
He's behind Puka. All right. Puka, actually, he's tied for first. Puka and Rashee Rice are averaging 22. This is PPR, 22.4 points a game. And JSN's 21.9. Jamar Chase, 20.9. Drake London's 19.8. So he's up there with those guys. And I love Drake London. I have Drake London everywhere because I thought he was underrated. I thought he was. What's that?
You're a Falcons guy. You used to love Kyle Pitts.
It's weird.
Now it's London and Bijan. Yeah, you're a Falcons
I guess
guy.
In a weird way, I like the Falcons. Shout out to my Uncle Dave, my dad's sister's husband, big Falcons fan. He's the only Falcons fan I know, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I love Bijan and I like Drake London. I just think they're both awesome players. Hopefully, Penix can keep important. Yeah. All right, we're getting there, baby. Again, so many good games this week. Another one.
It's a pretty full slate. This is a monster. Yeah.
Lions at Eagles. Eagles 2.5 at home. 46.5 total. Detroit coming off a huge win with Dan Campbell starting to call plays. Jamison Williams went nuts. Amon-Ra, Jahmyr Gibbs. He played Montgomery and hope for a touchdown. Gibbs went nuts. We hit that prop. That was a big prop for us. That was one we loved, and we nailed that one. Let's see. All right, Ken, hold on. We got to pause for 1 second. You missed our Mooney talk. We're back on him again, dude. He had 8 targets.
We got to get Ken on. We got to get Ken on.
Ken, he had 8 targets. He had 94 unrealized air yards. If he catches 3 more balls, we got it. And we took him again, over 49.5, plus 185. You want to ride with us, Ken, or you don't want to ride with us? Are you in or out? Are you part of the Wolf Pack? You part of the Wolf Pack? This is like The Hangover. If you're part of the Wolf Pack, we're betting Mooney again. All right, Ken? Keep your Darnell Mooney hate. I don't even like him that much, but for some reason, it's just one of those things. I'm on Darnell Mooney, so we're going to keep riding.
He's your guy.
He's going to hit, and we're going to keep going until he hits. All right, anyhow, back to Lions, Eagles. Oh, big news. I don't know if you saw this. No Sam Laporta.
I did not see that.
No Sam Laporta. It came out of nowhere. I was shocked. He got like a mystery something. Let me hold on. I'll bring it up right now.
While you're looking that up, I am not a gambler. I'll preface it. I love the Eagles on Sunday night. Love the Eagles on Sunday night.
I couldn't agree more.
Outside in the cold. Here's a punch in the mouth. Yeah, I love the Eagles Sunday night.
Wow. Okay. He had a back injury flared up on Laporta. He's out. Back injury flared up. Even more reason to maybe like the Eagles. I agree with you. What a lot of people don't realize last year, and I capitalized on this in a lot of fantasy leagues, because I'm a dork. I listen to all these podcasts, this, that, the other. The Lions only played like 3 outdoor games the entire season last year.
Right.
They had everything indoors and in nice weather, blah, blah, blah. This year, a little bit more outside, and you're seeing it happen. Now, I want to make sure this line is up to date. Yeah, it's still 2.5, 46. Now, what I'm going to say, I like this over. Depending on weather. I got to look up the weather. I like the over. I think Lions will still put up some points. I don't think their D is as good as people think, and Philly's got to have a breakout somewhere.Maybe this is the Saquon breakout.
Yeah, and you wonder, too, a lot of A.J. Brown grumbling this week, and what always happens when a guy says something, and I'll give you, I will say, A.J. Brown usually a wide receiver comes out, they say stuff, and it's all about them. He was not like that. He's like, all these other teams, they use the guy like me. I am here. Use me. I am out there. So that might draw some focus, and both of those guys, Barkley and A.J., are due for a monster, and this could be the game, and it's a statement game for the Eagles. You pound the Lions down, and it's a clear-cut favorite in the NFC all of a sudden. This game and Seahawks-Rams, I mean, those are your top 4 teams in the NFC. You get to see who's got what, All
right, now, I mentioned the Roma Dunze thing, right? Because the dad, the 2 weeks ago, he got like no targets, and his dad said some stuff, and boom, he gets peppered.
Oh, he got targets.
A.J. Brown. Yeah, true.
He dropped a few. One in the end zone, by the way.
I'm still not sold 100% on Roma Dunze, by the way, as an alpha. I'm not. I
agree with you. I think he's a step down. I agree with you. 100% I agree with you.
I think Burden could
1B. I agree with you. I think Luther has it.
How much longer you got is DJ Moore? What's his contract? He got another year? Two. But I just feel like they don't like him over there. I think they're the odd man out.
But they use him as like a gadget. I just maybe as Johnson's offense evolves a little bit, I don't think he's being used to the best of his skill set. They use him a lot out of the backfield. Anyways, we're going off subject again.
No, it's fine. Dude, I got nothing going.
Dude, I agree. I love Luther Burden. I think the size, the speed, the hands.
After the catch, he's a beast.
He's a beast.
He was my number 3 receiver in the draft that just came out. Yeah. I fell in love with his tape. Yep. I love him. Yep. I'm not pretending that I'm kind of like amazing scout or something, but I liked what I saw out of Burden. I think he's got a ton of potential. I think he could end up being the Amon-Ra in that offense. Everybody wants to say, because it's what's his name? They want to compare, but I think that's it. All right, where were we? Okay. I want to ask you
Mine's
two
is.
numbers. I love this because I love picking the brain of some, we're just spitballing here, but I love picking the brain of somebody who's not a big gambler or whatever, just to you can find some value there. Anywho, what do you put Saquon Barkley's rushing total at against the Lions this week? What do you think his over-under is rushing yards? And we know he doesn't catch a lot of passes.
68.5.
Dude, are you kidding me? I think you nailed it. Hang on. I think you're right on it. 67.5. Hey, 6'7".
6'7" and a
Do your
half.
kids do that or no? Your kids into that?
Oh my god, it's every practice. It's all I hear every time I say it, and I say it all the time out of nowhere. Just to happen.
You don't even realize you're saying it, right?
They don't even realize it, and they're like, "Oh."
I had a lesson with a kid today, and we went out and we were practicing 100 yards in, and I was going to random shots, and we got the laser that tells you exactly how far you are, and it was 67. I said, "All right, 67." He goes, 6. I walked right into it. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It's
happens.
Harmless.
Kids.
I kind of like the over. I think Saquon's due for a bust out.
I do too.
And I don't think that Lions defense is all that good. I think it's okay. All right.
Here's an interesting. Here's a funny Eagle. So if the Eagles beat the Lions tonight, they'll be 3-0 against the NFC North. And if the Bears the Bears have already beaten. So the Bears are already 3-0 against the NFC East, except they haven't played each other. So Eagles, Bears haven't played yet. The Bears beat the Lions, the Cowboys, the Commanders. If the Eagles win tonight, they beat the Vikings. Now they'll beat the Lions, and they beat the Packers. So both teams, I saw there was a thing going back and forth between the teams and their fan base.
So the Eagles and Bears will play.
It's the Eagles, Bears pack. They've swept each other's divisions, which is kind of funny. There's a little weird little
cool
football thing.
It's a very cool stat.
Yeah.
Obviously, not too hard to beat the NFC East. A little bit tougher to beat those guys, especially when you played Commanders, Cowboys, and guys. But still cool. That's a cool stat, though. Yeah. That'll be interesting if they meet up. And I like the over. I think that there's going to be points involved, assuming the weather's not horrible. Let me take a quick peek at the weather.
I don't think it's going to be bad. They haven't been calling for anything too bad up here, so
okay, good. All right,
shouldn't be too bad.
You're not that far away. Now, what do we think? Do we think? All right, two things. Do we go back to the well and look at Jahmyr Gibbs' total yardage? Obviously, a much tougher defense, but we love that. And with Campbell calling the plays, they went a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs. And then, secondly, do we think there's anything to that chatter about A.J. Brown, and do we look at any of A.J. Brown's overs?
I like the potential for A.J. Brown. He is due. He is so due.
We just talked about Barkley being due, which is why we took it. What do you put A.J. Brown? Give me what you think catches and receiving yards.
Catches? He's never been a big catch guy. 4.5 might be low, but I want to say it's not that far off. Maybe 5.5 catches.
You had it right at first. 4.5.
Yeah.
AJ Brown's 4.5 catches.
He's not a guy that catches 10 or 12 balls. He catches 6 for $140, or he catches 1 for 13 like last week, or that's what he does. And then yards, he's gonna be right around that Barkley range, like that 64.5, 65.5, maybe
58.5.
Yeah, so
minus 165. 50. I don't like it. I don't think it's corrected enough. I was hoping for a juicier number. I mean, if you're going to take – here's the thing. If you're going to take A.J. Brown, you take him to absolutely smash.
Yeah.
You take him to smash the number. Like 65.
$137.
Yeah, you take him – like he's one that wouldn't be a horrible 100-yard game. Plus 250 100-yard game.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like you just go – you go all the way. He's either going to be all or nothing. Yeah. I don't love it. I'm going to stick with the Barkley.
Yep.
Hey, Ken Rock. We are now 2-0 on Friday night college basketball. We covered by 0.5 point. 7.5. Let's go. They lose by, what do we got here? That's awesome. We're on fire. Minnesota. The game just started. Minnesota plus 14.5 first half. Can we go 2-0 again? That would be sick if we went 2-0.
On fire.
Let's see. Coastal Carolina. Sorry, I want to get you the final. Yeah, they lost by 7. 74. They lost 74 to 67.
67.
The kids will love that one. Not
they
that
probably
they're going to ever
there
watch
on purpose.
This. Yeah, it's crazy. How good are the odds makers, though, at these random games?
Yeah, I mean, that's a random game that nobody cares about.
Right? Within a half. We talked about Duke, Indiana State, right? And I didn't like it, whatever. Duke was 37. They won by 38. It's freaking crazy, dude. Crazy. How they get these random-ass games. Obviously, they got computers and all kinds of things, but it's freaking nuts how close they get. Now, let's take a quick peek over at Clemson, Louisville. We didn't have an official play. We said Clemson money line just as a goof. Clemson's up 10-9 at the half. All right. And then Minnesota, Oregon just started, which we kind of liked over. We ended up going Minnesota first half. We think a little letdown. That's why live bets are huge. Yeah, you're right. You are right on that one, Ken. We learned that with Houston against the Jaguars. All right. We're finally here, man. We're finally here. 2 hours and 40 minutes in, but we're finally here.
It's a record.
I'll stay all night. I don't care. Cowboys and the Raiders, woof. But this could be a fun fantasy game. Dallas minus 3.5 on the road against Vegas, 49.5. Cowboys side of the ball, they're kind of consolidated, right? You got Pickens, Lamb, Javonte Williams, Ferguson.
That's it.
And you love Dak, and it's a good matchup, right? Raiders defense, nothing special. They did put up a good fight against the Broncos, though, and they've got a little extra rest compared to the Cowboys. Are the Cowboys coming off a bye? Are Cowboys off a bye? I think they are.
I believe, yes. Yes.
Yeah, they're off a bye. So both teams got plenty of rest, going to be fired up. I don't know where that goes. Maybe first half under? I don't know. A lot of times the defenses are a little more fired up when they have the energy, right? Raiders side of the ball, Ashton Genty. He's getting the volume, but their O-line stinks. I saw something that he gets hit in the backfield more often than any running back in the NFL. It's a soft defense, though, so not good. Raiders trade away their only main receiver, Jacoby Myers. It's a hodgepodge. Trey Tucker.
You
got the ghost of Tyler Lockett. You've got Dante Thornton. The big one is, and we talked about this a couple times, is when you hear some bad talk or I can't believe this only happened or this guy only got one target or this guy got no targets or whatever. Brock Bowers, they've had to listen for 10 days how they only gave him one target against the Broncos. Does Brock Bowers go just absolutely nuclear against a terrible Cowboy defense that just got torched by Arizona and Trey McBride? What say you, Jay? Oh, no, did you freeze? Oh, we got a frozen Jay.
Back.
Okay, yeah, I hear you now. What do you think about Brock Bowers? He go absolutely nuclear?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, who else, like to your point, Trey Tucker maybe, but they're just going to feed him and feed him and feed him. Cowboys defense is awful. Yeah, that's.
Oh! Sorry. What do you think Brock Bowers over under yardage is, receiving yards? Oh, you're frozen. Too cold in Connecticut. You're losing your thing. Although I can't say anything because I froze about 3 times tonight. I think I lost you, Jay. Maybe refresh. Yeah, Jay's frozen. Okay, so we lost Jay for a second. We'll bring him back when he comes back in. Let's see. Yeah, still no Jay. Okay, listen to this. We already liked McBride over 73.5. We now, I think we got Jay. We got Jay.
Oh, there might be.
Dude, this thing is acting wild.
Yeah, I think mine's a little goofy too.
Yeah, we're all a little goofy tonight. That's all right. Hey, it's Friday night.
It's been a long week.
Cheers, buddy. What do you think Brock Bowers' number is? And now, bear in mind, McBride was 73.5. He was 76 on 6.5 on your FanDuel. What do you think McBride's at? Or sorry, Bowers at?
How about we're gonna go a little higher than I'd say 81.5.
Dude, it's 70.5. He's lower.
Crazy. That's a hammer.
I love it.
That's a hammer.
Hammer time. We got another play. Bowers over 70.5.
Yep.
So we got 5 props that we like. We got 5 props that we've taken. As we go through and finish, if you see any that you like, or you think somebody's live or whatever, or you like the game script, blah, 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 you like whatever, let me know as we go through, and we'll throw it in there. We'll throw in one of Jay's picks if he sees something he likes. Ashton Genty, 62.5. Don't hate it. Don't love it. He's disappointed me. I took him 2 weeks ago. Not the game against the Broncos, but whoever they played the week before was at home. It wasn't a great team. Oh, it was the Jaguars. He had like 37 on the first drive. I needed him to get to 65. That's it. He had like 37 the first drive and didn't get there, and the game went overtime, and he still didn't get there. And I watched a lot of that game because the other 2 4:00 games were duds. I don't know if you remember that week. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I do. Yep.
Dude, they handed him the ball. He was the 67 or whatever yards he got. He didn't hit the number. He got it all on his own because he's getting hit in the backfield every freaking play. It was ridiculous. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yep. That's where, drafting that running back so early like the Raiders did. It's
when
one
you're
thing
not ready for it.
When it's the icing on the cake, that's the guy. It's like a good closer in baseball. You need it when you need it. If you're an average team or worse, just get a guy. Get Rico Dowdle. Go get Rico Dowdle. Go get
build your trenches, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to fix so many things. Like that 4th pick, he might be the greatest running back. We're never going to know as long as he's a Raider. Well, I'll tell you that. We're never going to know how good he is.
That was the big thing with the Giants taking Saquon, too, way back when, right?
Yes.
They weren't ready for that. Yep. They weren't ready for that at that moment. You said the running back is kind of an icing on the cake.
Luxury. It's a luxury.
It's a luxury position. 100%. Just go back, just Google it, ladies and gentlemen. Google the last 25 Super Bowls and look at the leading rusher in each game. You'd be amazed. Not only at who it is, but how low the number is. I mean, the Rams won a Super Bowl with Cam Akers, 38 yards.
Right.
Try. Good luck. Name the Patriots starting running backs.
Yeah.
For all their Super Bowls. Right?
Corey Dillon. Corey Dillon 1 year, right?
Corey Dillon 1 year. The rest were a bunch of hodgepodge guys.
Yeah.
Hodgepodge. You know what I mean? Marshawn Lynch may be the best one, of the last 20 years, like as far as like name goes.
Well, Saquon last year. I mean, Saquon
was the first one in a while.
For the Eagles, but not with the Giants. He was the icing on the cake for that Eagles team.
That team was already primed and ready to win.
He was the luxury item on that team.
100%. All right. We're going to go through the official picks for the night. Oregon's up 7-0. It's okay. We got time. We're still up 7.5. They still got to score 2 more times on us. And hopefully Minnesota maybe can put up some points. But we win our college basketball game by a half point. We're going to go over our official plays. So just recapping. And again, Jay, if you want to add anything in, you let me know. Anybody, this guy I think is going to go berserk. This guy's going to go off. Blah, 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 blah. All right. We got Darnell Mooney. All right, Ken? So shut it. Get in or get out. You're either in the Wolfpack or you're out. Darnell Mooney to get 50 yards, over 49.5, plus 185. He's getting peppered with targets. It's going to happen. We're going with some studs. And you know what? This is how you learn and evolve. We've been taking these secondary guys, Kendrick Bournes, and all these ancillary pieces. We're going studs now. These teams, the rubber hits the road. These are big games. Big games, you go to your studs. Bijan Robinson, over 71.5 rushing yards. Book it. Trey McBride, over 73.5 receiving yards. Only show in town. Niners defense is not good. Peppered with targets. Book it. Saquon Barkley to finally break out Sunday Night Football home against the Lions. Over 67.5 yards rushing. Book it. And then Brock Bowers, over 70.5 receiving yards. We can't believe this number is less than McBride.
So low.
Pepper Brock Bowers. So there are our player props. Ken, one of a friend of the show. Hey, we talked about it, Ken. We bet 10 on black and it lost. We bet 20 on black and it lost. We bought 40 or bet 40 on black. We're betting 80. We're getting our money back plus some.
With that analogy, if the Falcons wore the black unis with the red helmets, so you can't win.
You just there you go. Win. Yeah, you're right. They'd have the black with the red. But we're riding, Ken. Come on, ride or die, baby. Are you a ride or die or what, Ken? You got a prop, Ken? Give us a prop that you like. Give us a prop you like. All right, now, as far as the games, as far as my bets. Oh, you know what? I forgot a juicy nugget. Ready for this juicy nugget that I heard? Goes back to the first game of the day. Here's what I heard. The Commanders have won the coin toss. I forget, whatever. Every time they win the coin toss, they have deferred. Miami has won, I think it was 4 coin tosses. Twice they've taken the ball and twice they've deferred. So the way this guy was saying it, and we'll talk about, is that you got a 75% chance Dolphins get the ball first. He was saying Dolphins to score first and Dolphins first quarter, because usually he averaged it out. There's usually 3 possessions in the quarter.
Yep.
So the Dolphins should get 2 possessions.
7-3. Yep. Yes.
You know, so it was I think it was a pick. I'm going to look it up. I just want to look it up, and we don't have to play it. We could play it.
That's an interesting play.
Interesting, right? So, like, if the Commanders win the flip, they're giving the Dolphins the ball. If the Dolphins win the flip, it's 50-50. So, obviously, it's 75% chance they get the ball. Let me see these lines. Oh, let's see. Let's put – Ken's got a little comment while I look this up. Green comes in. Yeah, he's saying we get the 0 or the double 0. You're right.
Spoken like a true gambler right there.
That's it. All right, let's see. Miami first quarter. They are -0.5, plus 120. Now, first team to score. These are some. Isn't it crazy what you could bet on every freaking thing?
Ridiculous.
It's really silly. First team to score. Miami's -135. I wish it was 50-50. So they must know what we're into. I'm not making a play. I don't know.
Devon Achane,
I guess if I had to do one.
First touchdown score, 370.
I hate that. I like taking long shots.
I know.
And Ken loves Malik Washington. Ken's like a closet Malik Washington.
He is 1,100. Plus 1,100 first touchdown. Plus 1,100.
First touchdown, Malik Washington's not bad. He is a closet. And listen, Malik Washington, since Tyreek went down, he's definitely the number 2.
He's been very good.
A lot. His yardage is only 28.5. That's not a terrible play. Oh. Malik Washington to get the 40 plus 170. That's not a bad one. All right. Anywho. Oh, you know what? Was that Darnell Mooney? Were we 50 or we were 40? Hang on a second. I don't remember if that was fit to get the 50 or to get the 40. That official play. Where the heck are the Falcons? Let's see here. We're almost done, Jay. I promise. I'm sorry. I kept you long enough.
I got nowhere to be.
No, the Darnell Mooney is 50. It was 50. 40 is only plus 115. All right. So there's our props. I'm sticking with those 5 unless Ken comes with something out of left field. All right. Our plays are. I kind of like those Dolphins, man. I think the Commanders are cooked. It's tough to trust them. It's tough to trust 2 as a favorite. One.
That's gross.
Okay. I'm going Bengals plus 5.5. I like the Bengals. I think there's motivation. I think there's some deflation for the Steelers. I love Tomlin as a dog. Historically, he's not as good as a favorite. We're going Bengals plus 5.5. We think the Bengals are going to be fired up with Joe Burrow maybe a week away, maybe 2 weeks away. This is a huge game. Huge game. Oh, do I do it? I'm thinking. Give me a minute. I'm going to stay away for a sec. I'm going over 42.5. You said the weather's not bad up north?
Weather's not bad.
Okay. I'm going over 42.5. The Packers offense is due to break out. The Giants defense is not good.
No.
Let's be honest. They got no Kayvon Thibodeau, and Winston creates points. Good or bad, he creates points. He's either going to throw it to his team or he's throwing it to the other team.
Yeah. So he's throwing touchdown passes somewhere.
Malik Washington over Darnell Mooney in yards. You could be right. Malik Washington's been playing good. You're not wrong. All right, let's see. All right, so that's play number 2. Play number 3, under 48.5. under 48.5 in the Seahawks-Rams game. This is going to be a drop, drag them out, beat up each other game. Devontae Adams dinged up. I think both teams are conservative. Both coaches are conservative. I like under 48.5 in this game. Leaning Seahawks. Not fully there yet, but I'm leaning Seahawks. Next game, we're going over 46.5 in the Detroit Lions and Eagles game. Over 46.5. There's explosive players on both teams. I think there's going to be some plays. And if not, Goff's going to make some turnovers, right? Some bad plays. I like over 46.5.
Goff outside in the cold. Not great.
What's that? Yeah,
Goff outside in the cold. This could be one of those single game parlays. Take the over and the Eagles.
Over in the Eagles. Yeah, I like it. That's not a bad way to do it at all. I love the same game parlay in that. All right. I want your feedback. Obviously, you're not going to like Vikings over Bears.
I can't say it. But right. I am guarded. I am cautious. I am a beaten Bears fan. So
I hear you. Chiefs, Broncos. Do we like Broncos in 3.5? I think we got to be careful because we got Andy Reid off the bye.
Andy Reid off a bye. I love the Chiefs. This week.
Really? Okay. What about the Niners with Purdy back?
That's a better play right there.
And a beat up Cardinals. They've been fighting hard, but
the 49ers are going to wear them down. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that can't be much of a home field. I bet you that place is half Niners.
Maybe more.
Okay.
We're going Marvin Harrison. You have a coaching advantage. You have a quarterback advantage. 49ers lay the points. Yeah.
Okay. So that's 5 props, 5 picks. What else you got, Jay? You got anything else you see on the board?
No, I think you're pretty good there, pal. Let's see.
This over kind of talks to me. That feels like an over.
That seems like they want you to go. It feels like they're trying to set you up to go over, and it's not going to come through.
True.
The Panthers are going to let you down.
Yeah, true. They'll score it. They'll end up scoring nothing. And I do want to lean Bucks. I just think Baker is a dog. I don't think the Bills are that good to be blowing people
out.
This
could be an under here. That
47.5
outside in the cold. Both teams a little off offensively. Defense is hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
You know what? I like where we're at. I like our 5 props and our 5 plays. I like the 5 props, the 5 plays. Yep. Texans I want to, but Titans coming off a bye. Davis Mills, a lot of time that shine wears off after the first game. We talk about like when you got a sub or you got injuries and you got a guy, they can elevate themselves for a game or two, but then they come back to earth.
Right.
Chargers, Jags.
I don't trust either team.
I don't trust either team. I want to lean Chargers there, but I don't think I can make it an official play.
Nope.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think you hit the right 5.
All right, man. I think we got it. So we're going to real fast. We'll zip through it. Darnell Mooney over 49.5 plus 185. Bijan Robinson over 71.5 rushing yards. McBride over 73.5 receiving yards. Saquon Barkley over 67.5 rushing yards. And Brock Bowers over 70.5 receiving yards. Bengals plus 5.5. And then Niners minus 2.5. And then we got some over-unders. We got over 46.5 in the Lions game. Over 42.5 Giants game. Under 48.5 Seahawks Rams. Huge Sunday.
And the bonus.
Let's see.
You could parlay that Eagles, that one game Eagles parlay right there.
Same game parlay. Jay likes Eagles with the over. In the same game. As a Giants fan, I can't take the Eagles. I just can't do it. I can't click the button. My hand starts shaking. It won't allow me to click. Just like you with your with the Packers.
The Packers can't do it.
But yeah, Dustino college basketball 2-0. 2-0 live. If we hit this Vikings Minnesota Gophers one, we will be 4-0 on our live giveaway plays the night of. Again, Like and subscribe to the channel. The whole point is that we can get on here. We can talk ball. Thank you to everybody who got in the chat, especially new guy, Chase. Hey, Chase, let
Chase
us know.
Great fantasy question.
Great question. That was a good one. That was a good one. Let us know. Hopefully you don't take the trade because we both said no. And then let us know how your season progresses. Yeah. Keep joining us on Friday nights. Let us know how it progresses. We'll be back next Friday. Thanks again to Double J for joining. Remember, you can get me at Dustino1 on Twitter. Feel free to look me up, chat, whatever. Spread this with your friends. We go on every Friday night. We'll be back next week at 6:30. Appreciate it. Jay, anything to say to the people on the way out?
Hey, enjoy. This is going to be a great sports weekend. Go Huskies tomorrow night. Big football day Sunday. Enjoy. Dustino, have a safe trip.
Yeah, thanks, man. You too. I'll be in touch. I'll be texting you. Let us know on that Arizona UConn game when you're going to be at it. That's going to be awesome.
I'll give you some live updates.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. Hey, have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe out there.
Cheers.
Cheers.